Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for waiting. We were just waiting for everyone to get loaded up on our side, but we're super excited to bring you our third game of the day, featuring some of our playtesters and some Woodland Warriors. So I will go ahead and just let everyone introduce themselves, and we'll just do it in order of factions. So on Nobility today is 7 Even.
Hey everyone, my name's Seven. Yeah, just happy to be here, happy to play against some root aficionados, and hopefully I can take the win.
Excellent. And on Uprising, you know him, you love to tease him. Moles are his favorite faction. He told me that himself. It's Nevakanezah.
Hi, I'm Nevakanezah. You may remember me from such films as Pump and Dump Duchy and Man vs. Nature, The Path to Victory. Today I'll be taking you through the ups, downs, and double downs of joining a live stream tournament for a game you've never played before for the entertainment of total strangers. It's a little story we like to call Pixelated Pagliacci.
Thank you for that, Nev. Thank you for that. And next on Clans is one of our intrepid playtesters, Mr. Munch.
Hello, everyone. Yep, I like playing clans. I like playing Gathering. I like playing all the factions. This is a great game, and I hope everyone has fun today.
And rounding us out, piloting everyone's favorite band of weirdos, is Lord of the Board.
Hello. Thanks for having me. I'm so excited. I cannot beat that intro by Nev. Thank you for that, Nev. But yeah, I'm very, very happy to be here. I played a very early version of this game, so we will see how I do coming back to it. It's changed quite a bit, but it's still the same core, so I'm very excited.
All right. Awesome. Well, we're going to go ahead and start the game. Everyone's seated, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and Winter Knight, my co-commentator. Oh, I'm sorry, Winter Knight. I didn't give you an opportunity to introduce yourself. Please go ahead.
No worries. Hey everyone, Winter Knight back again from commentating for the first game. But for those of you who don't know me, I'm one of the developers for the Oaking Crown. And yeah, really happy to be commentating again now with a game of Gathering that I did quite a bit of work on. So it'll be exciting to see.
Excellent. Well, Winter Knight and I are going to retreat to our commentators box. We'll be co-commentating the game. But players, please go ahead and get started. Good luck, and super excited to see who wins.
Good luck, everyone.
Good luck, have fun.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck and have fun.
Raffles, can you hear me?
Turn order was determined randomly, so first player would be Gathering.
Okay.
All right, I can hear you. Can you hear
I
me?
can stream. That's great. Yep, I can hear you as well.
All right.
So everyone's going to place their cards.
So, yeah, Nevakanezah is starting last in turn order, which is a pretty big advantage for him.
So
I wonder what kind of shenanigans he's going to be able to pull off. What do you think?
the board is white all of a sudden, so should
I think Uprising can do a couple of things like forcing people to flank, potentially into regions where he has an agent in. So let's see if he decides to do that. I think he can be, or at least Uprising can be a bit aggressive with the agent usage, especially with the tactic safe houses.
What that's
So very curious to see how the first round will play out, especially in the 4-player game, which
I
can be quite chaotic at times.
that's anything well, he's
So looking at the opening kingdom
problematic.
cards, which
I don't
cards stand out to you?
like that well, to be fair.
Yeah.
But if you can't
Let
actually
me take a look here.
see its own problem.
So I would say this is actually the third game of the day where Unearthed Iron Gear has showed up this early. But I mean, it's got to be Forgotten Palace.
So long as we don't
This
anything.
this thing is crazy. For anyone who's newer to Old King's Crown, the resource that this gives allows you to unlock your strongest cards in your deck. And it's usually pretty hard to come by, but if you come by this early, you can really blitz up and unlock some really strong cards early. So I think, at least if I'm a Clans player, I'm going to be bidding a lot for Forgotten Palace, and maybe even going for a round 1 Riders of the North Sky.
I think that that can make sense. Forgotten Palace definitely is one of the strongest lore generations in the game. It does require you to sacrifice a tactic, but I think especially with nobility, uprising, and clans who have sort of like the 3-use tactic essentially. They can try and use it, or 2-use or 3-use tactic. They can sort of use a couple of charges and then use Forgotten Palace to burn it, just gain the full amount of law.
67.
So that might be quite potent.
Yeah.
I will say that Gathering also has an incentive to do that because Ritual Sacrifice, which is one of Gathering's, which is the Gathering tactic that mainly gets them law, and helps them fuel the loss pile, essentially is used mainly to get law, right? And so, since the maximum law that you get this way is 3, Forgotten Palace also gives you 3 law. Gathering can actually use it to just trade 3 law for 3 law without having the need to put that many cards into the loss pile.
How many people?
Helps them with attrition a little bit.
How many people?
Though it will make some of their cards a bit more difficult to use.
Albion.
But aside from that, I think, yeah, you've pretty much mentioned Unearthed Iron Gear. I think one of the strongest cards in terms of both staving off attrition very slightly because it gets you 1 card that's active back to your hand every single round, but it also allows you to replay your strongest cards. For example, your Ruses or an agent that you might have placed down, you can just keep recalling them as long as they stay on the board. And that's also really, really strong. And also another combination could be, for example, with a War Machine that you can deploy, essentially giving you at least at base 5 invulnerable in any region of your choice every single round.
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
also
so definitely very strong choices.
He's also the most friend-shaped card in the game and has some of my favorite art. There was a question in the chat asking if all the art here is final. It is. So everything that you're looking at is final. All the kingdom cards and other faction-specific cards have unique art on them. Pablo, who was the illustrator who did all of this artwork, did a wonderful job. Also a wonderful human being. I think he's in the chat right now. Hi, Pablo, if you are. But yes, all the beautiful artwork that you're seeing here is final.
Okay, the board.
And if you just zoom into Unearthed Iron Gear just a little bit, you can see that on top of the sort of Mechatron, there's like people just sitting on the arms and the shoulder, and I really like the detail that comes into a lot of this art.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite cards. Oh, and I don't know what's happening here.
It's loading something.
And yeah, aside from those 2 cards, another card that stands out once again is the Sword That Slept. Very strong
Oh,
on-demand
yeah.
strength.
I'm gonna be
Especially
honest.
for round 1 where...
I always sleep on this one. I'm like, this is not that exciting. It's like kind of a boring.
Sleeping on the Sword That Slept.
Exactly. It's kind of a boring effect, but like it's always good. It's just like a free win button.
Yeah, in most cases it's just a free win button. It seem to be... Oh.
These cards, yeah. These ones under.
I think we're having some technical difficulties. Hold on, I'm gonna pop into the other chat.
Jeez.
They say they can't see the kingdom cards.
Something like that didn't fix it.
No, that sucks.
Hey guys, are we having a problem?
Yeah, just some. I mean, so at first the board wasn't loaded in for me, but now I can't see just these 4 kingdom cards for some reason. The board is here, but I can't see the 4 kingdom cards.
Do you want to just exit and try reloading the mod? Oh, looks like you're doing that right now.
Well, I did do that, and then, oh, I could, yeah, actually this could work since it's just those 4 items. Nev just sent me a picture of them, so that could work.
Yeah.
I mean, did the other ones load in? Like, can you see other ones from the deck?
I mean, it looks like the one under this, I can see the back of this, so I assume I'll be able to see the other side of those ones. It's just these 4 that are already face up.
Okay, because I'm showing that you're still loading on my screen.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Say I'm loading on my side anymore. Cause I logged out and then logged back in.
Well, the photo should at least let us move forward for the time being.
All right, if you're able to make it work, if it's still an issue, we'll figure it out.
In the absolute
Yeah.
worst case, I can walk you, Jaffles, through bringing in some of the asset bundle stuff that I've made.
Cool.
I don't know if I have one for the deck though.
Well, that's all right. You know what? Even if I saw those cards, I have some good news for everyone. I wouldn't know which ones were good or not. So I think I'm just gonna go in blind, literally, and yeah, and
All right,
spiritually as well. I'm ready.
carry on, folks. Game on.
Okay. All
Cool.
right. So start of year bidding right?
All right, I am back.
So
They're having
you can get
issues
that
seeing the
Plateau.
cards, but we're
Let's
gonna.
hope that the next few cards should be okay, because
Yeah.
I don't think we want to play him to play the entire game not being able to see any of the kingdom cards.
Yeah, so we're
Let's see how
gonna
it goes.
we're gonna see how it goes. But not being able to see unearthed iron gear is in fact a fate worse than death.
everyone happy with their bids?
Hey Bat,
But
so we're
that's
just
what I was
actually
saying,
getting started. We had a few technical difficulties and we are bidding on our first market of kingdom cards in the first round.
Okay.
So welcome. You're right on time.
Oh, so that's actually quite a mild and quite a conservative bid from quite a few players here.
Yeah,
The
people
highest
are
bid
getting
being a 6
good
bid as well.
cards for cheap. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so 7 is picking up Forgotten Palace just with his captain of 6 strength, which is really, really strong. I'm curious to see which of the tactics he decides to burn with Forgotten Palace. I imagine it would be martial law if he can especially use it once this round, but let's see how it goes, because I don't think martial law is that good to try and use too early anyway.
Courtiers.
Yeah, and Nevakanezah is just picked up another Iron Gear with his War Machine, also very nice pick.
Yep.
And I think, yeah, Gathering has picked up Sword That Slept with a 2 strength follower, which is really, really powerful. Essentially, yeah, you traded a 2 strength card for extra 5 strength in any clash of your choice.
Yeah, and that's
So,
nice
really
because
powerful.
like this is the kind of card because you discard it after use, you don't even have to really care about your occupying card all that much. Just use it, you know?
Yeah.
And no one can steal it
Exactly,
from you.
right?
Okay, so now we
Yeah.
the heralds.
And the Sword That Slept has a downside to it, which is where upon using it, you have to discard the occupying card as well. But in this case, you're not really giving up much, right? It's giving up 2 strength follower, which is quite potent, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
So interestingly,
that's
Munch
good for
also
Munch.
managed to pick up. Yeah,
Or no, Lord of the
100%.
Board is piloting it. That's right. I'm so used to Munch playing Gathering, I just like default to Gathering every time when I think of Munch.
So speaking about Munch, he's actually managed to pick up Quarter's Diary with a 1 strength follower. And actually, because of how the turn order is working out, where Munch is sort of second to last, it puts Lord of the Board and 7 in an awkward position because they can't actually govern that well this turn without being immediately threatened by Munch just activating Quarter's Diary and discarding their cards from the council. So it will be interesting to see what sort of autumn actions are going to be prioritized, especially by Nobility and Gathering because of the turn order. Seems like for round 1, we have a clash over in the Harvest Field. Nothing surprising there. I think both clans and Uprising really want to fight for that.
Yep.
And also going to be some action over in the Highlands, even though Nobility and Gathering did put on different locations, but at least would indicate to me that they both intend to contest for that. And I think Nobility might have some potential issue fighting for that, especially because Gathering does have access to Sword That Slept. So interesting to see how this goes.
Yeah, something that is
I think-
definitely going different than this game. Last game, Uprising was able to get Harvest Field relatively uncontested early, and just absolutely pop off spy networks really early, and it was a huge advantage. So seeing this contested, I think is smart. Heads up play by Munch to not just let Nev get his game plan online uncontested.
So I think Skarn is in the chat saying that he bets that Royal Seal will be what's burned from Forgotten Palace by 7.
Mm-hmm.
So interesting to see how that will go. I think that also makes sense. Probably Witch Trial and School of the Stones are ones that I definitely wouldn't burn.
Oh yeah, no way. Those are way more potent. I would burn Royal Seal too, personally.
I think Royal Seal makes a lot of sense here, especially because Martial Law really does a lot of work into essentially all of the other factions. Because they each have an ability, some sort of ability to swap in or ambush or flank in. So it really helps Gathering, really helps Nobility lock down regions in the later stages of the game.
Yeah, I completely
I think
agree.
that makes sense.
I am good.
So moving to spring actions, I think much action here aside from let's see what 7 decides to use Forgotten Palace on if he does choose to do it this round.
Thank you, though.
All right, let's start off.
Both decent options here with 4-3 Law.
Yep, Royal Seal it is.
So I can get
You called it, Skarn. Putting 3 law.
Yep, 3.
And all of this.
Oh, wow. That is a big commitment.
It's 1 plus.
Hang on, what is it? Oh yeah, 3.
It's a very big investment. Adam immediately going all in onto the Highlands, putting
Yeah.
5 supporters on that.
Are we gonna
Which I guess is one of the ways that you can contest.
Are we gonna see School of the Stones then? That's the question.
I think we might.
Yeah.
Although, let's see. He has chosen to pick up
High
High
Court.
Court?
Yeah.
Yep, 3 law, which I think is a pretty nice buy, especially for round 1.
I love High
I
Court.
will play. Yeah, I think High Court is really, really strong. When 7 decides to play it into the council, I'll share a neat interaction that you can do with High Court and why it's so powerful.
School.
Even though it's basically only a card with 2 votes that the audience can see later on. But I think it
Strength 8.
might be a bit dangerous, especially what I mentioned because of Munch having Cortez Diary. And because Nobility is ahead onto the other competitive clans, wherever Nobility decides to put the High Court into, it can just immediately kick it out.
Yep.
Which I think will be quite dangerous.
So
Let's see how it decides to get that.
So I think we have a lot of Root fans in the chat who might be a little bit newer to the old King's Crown. So it might help to kind of step back and explain some of the advantage that's going on here. So the Nobility faction, this blue faction, has just used one of their tactics, which is essentially a one-time use thing. And that allows them to place these blue supporters up here. Each of these supporters is worth normally an additional strength when resolving this region, but now with School of the Stones they're worth 2 strength. So basically Nobility has a base score of 10 in this region, which means that they're investing really hard in winning the castle, which is important for protecting their cards, which they're going to place into courts, which is this camera would work for me, which is this region up above here. So we're going to see Nobility kind of playing defense of their cards that they're placing up here by trying to win this top region a lot. And School of the Stones can be very powerful for that.
Really hoping that Adam or 7 notices that there is in fact Cortez Diary and doesn't overcommit too heavily to this console game, because he has chosen to put his Herald onto castle, which signifies his intention to govern a bit more this particular round. So let's see how it goes. And the first clash of the game on the lowlands, a ruse, a merchant, and another one.
I mean,
clearly you can tell players' priorities are not on the lowlands at all.
I mean, lowlands are not that great early on. I mean, this lower region is generally focused on like card wealth and avoiding attrition, which is a penalty you incur if you lose all of your cards. But at the start of the game, you have a full hand of cards. You don't really need these powers as much. So it doesn't surprise me too much that people generally use this as like a throwaway or a place to put their flanking cards that can move into other regions.
Tactic to retreat your ruse, you can do that.
I just really like getting 2 free influence because I know everybody doesn't like to contest it. So I think Nevakanezah has a good opportunity here to actually try to win the clash, because with his ruse, he can simply place in anything with 2 strength. Yep, perfect, exactly. And essentially allows him to trigger Shrine, which moves both the ruse and the follower back to the bottom of his deck, essentially getting him a slight head start on staving off attrition.
That's it.
And this is pretty much 1 free influence given to him, and being able to cycle back the ruse and the follower into his deck.
I also just want everyone to, in case the audio ducking covered it up, he just referred to himself as the cream of the crap, and I just thought people should know that.
Gain 1 influence and either reward.
So nice 1 influence, good hit start for Uprising.
Yeah, it's...
I guess we'll get Shrine, because that'll let me just reshuffle the ruse into my deck.
I do wonder if he'll safe houses that ruse back. Because that is an interaction that I have not seen players taking advantage of that I think is quite good. Because it allows you to just hold on to your ruse.
Yeah, totally. I think he's just choosing to shrine only the roost back to the bottom, which I think
Interesting.
is also a reasonable approach, because he does also still have Undying here.
Yeah.
Ooh, all right. So, okay, looking at
Oh,
Highland Clash, we have very, very big commitment
Yeah.
from
Fat
Nobility, which
20
as
from
expected.
nobility. Wow.
Well, I think what's interesting here is that Gathering has actually done a little bit of a diversion tactic, placing his Herald onto the Wilderness, actually putting a flank card into the Highlands and choosing actually not to contest that region.
Kingdom cards.
Yeah.
Right now.
At the very least, after seeing School of the Stones and all 5 supporters being put out there, there was just no way. No way to reasonably contest that this
But
early.
he wouldn't have known that, right? He wouldn't have known that because he would have placed cards before the spring actions.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
So he actually didn't know that. So it's a pretty nice diversion tactic there.
Yeah.
So making Evan commit quite a bit of resources to this clash.
A token.
It'll be interesting to see who wins the Midlands then. The Plateau.
Yeah. Will be a really big Oh, alright. So Munch is
Oh,
also
we're
using
seeing some
C
sea
lanes.
lanes.
There.
Okay.
Oh, we are seeing a big amount of action here in the Plateau immediately off the run start of the game.
And
So for
I
folks,
think what would be really deadly here is if there was an Asian in the middle region.
oh, that would be
that would be-
hilarious.
Move my card.
Oh, that would be a disaster.
It basically happened in the last game.
Alright, so I win.
Really? Okay.
I'm going to
No contest.
take the castle.
Scar, and I completely agree with you. I think the switch to 5 rounds has made the game so much better. Alright, so yeah, with a win in the Highlands, 2 influence, and we see a govern as well.
So governing with the High Court that Seven managed to acquire from using Forgotten Palace's action to burn one of his tactics and gain 3 law over in Spring.
Yeah, so High Court is great because it lets you activate not only one of these powerful council bonuses, but actually 2. So it just kind of waltzes around and does whatever it wants. Although I do think it's going to get targeted by Courtier's Diary. I completely agree.
Yep. Just to explain the interaction for anybody who might be unfamiliar. So Council of Secrets and Council of Oaths both give you autumn actions that give some sort of benefit depending on how many votes you have in the council. And High Court itself has an autumn action that allows the card to move from one council to the other. So if you start off the High Court in, for example, Council of Secrets, you can activate Council of Secrets, getting 2 faction markers on the location of your choice, then activate the autumn action on High Court, moving the High Court over to Council of Oaths, and then activating Council of Oaths in order to get 2 supporters or potentially 3 supporters back. So this allows you to essentially double dip on councils as long as the High Court remains in these 2. So naturally it doesn't work with Council of Relics, but works perfectly well with Council of Secrets and Council of Oaths.
Alright, well, we got some shit going down here. Look at this.
This
Oh yeah, and there is in fact an agent placed by Nobility in the Plateau.
5
So this is gonna be right. So actually, it ends up not being too bad for anybody, because Nevakanezah, who's an uprising, can actually use safe houses onto either of his cards to retreat all of the cards, so that both his heir and his flank don't get eliminated by Nobility. And because Clans has a ruse onto the region, he can also retreat his heir and the ruse back to his hand. Whereas I think Lord of Board here is just going to get essentially a free win because of the follower that remains in that region.
Nevakanezah will have to pick 1 card, though, for safe houses, right?
Yeah, but he can just retreat both cards anyway, because retreat is just a keyword that applies to every single card, including your Herald and your supporters then.
Absolutely. Great point.
Oh, hey, so Munch is choosing to ambush instead of retreat.
War Machine, maybe? It's gotta be a War
I would
Machine.
imagine it's a War Machine. Yeah, I think it's 100% a War Machine here. But he's just choosing to let his heir get eliminated in this case. Which might signal at a very early Salt Toughness play, I think.
except the 4.
Yeah, that
And
surprises me.
then the agent will win the
I think as Lord of Board here, I'm actually really happy with this outcome.
Depends if
Even though I might not win the clash, because getting a flank into your lost pile can be really, really potent as Gathering. And for anybody who is unfamiliar, Gathering is a faction that really plays off effects from lost pile. And if you look at one of their advanced side of power cards, which is Ritual of the Tooth, it lets you burn one of the cards in your lost pile, adding all of the, essentially the text and the strength to itself. So essentially, if you have, for example, a card with flank that's in the lost pile, Ritual of the Tooth can actually gain that flank and the 5 strength that's currently on that flank card in the subsequent round. So actually, you're not too upset with this outcome. It would have been even better if Gathering decided to, if Clans wasn't deciding to contest this, which I probably wouldn't have done. So that's interesting to see how this will go. I mean, I guess it doesn't even need to be like a War Machine. It can just be a 4 follower and it would still be sufficient, or like a 3 follower, because Munch does in fact have some supporters in the region. So Munch definitely is trying to contest this for sure.
We also have Sword That Slept, as Skarn points out. I don't think it's been used yet, though.
Yeah, I guess my
Yeah, that's a really good point. So
we
brings the Sword That Slept, and I think if I were Gathering, I probably would pop it in this clash, just purely because of the fact that you have it only being guarded by a 2 strength card, and I think if that stays another turn, it would definitely get stolen.
Yeah.
Trade the 5.
So honestly, no reason to not just press the button here.
Yep.
So
Alright,
never
so we see
very
name
wisely
safe
retreat
houses.
everything.
Yeah.
see ya.
I will reveal, and it is a 3.
Yeah, so it's a 3, so
I will have 5.
it clans up to 5 strength. Oh, yeah, but I guess in this case, Lord of the Board doesn't have the option anymore because he's already burnt.
5 goes.
He's already passed the turn order.
Yep.
Goes.
So definitely, I think maybe a slight misstep there by Lord. I definitely would have popped it off. And now you
Yeah.
have to just hope that it doesn't get stolen next round.
Yeah, because I think that
I will
Sword is definitely going to get stolen now.
Just looking very quickly at next Kingdom roll while players are resolving this clash, because I think the winner is going to be Munch. He's going to claim the Harvest Field, take the Kingdom's favor. I think looking at all of the next Kingdom cards coming up, Smuggler's Pass, Mushroom Banner, Propaganda Advisor, and Mysterious Benefactor, there are some good stuff here, but I think Sword of the Slept can afford quite a bit of tempo, and I wouldn't mind giving up one of these cards for Sword of the Slept
Yeah.
if I have the option to do so.
Especially because I get to take it away from someone else.
Yep, 100%.
Alright, so Mr. Munch takes the Harvest Field. Now the Harvest Field gives him the Kingdom's Favor, which acts as a tiebreaker at the end of the game if there is a tie, and also gives him a powerful faction-specific ability while he's able to hold on to that disc. So he now has access to the Prophet of the Waves, which is a really powerful, very powerful thing.
Discard instead of go to the lost pile for him. So let's say I'm just gonna journey.
So I'm interested to see if Munch will decide to immediately use Scorcher's Diary to try and kick the High Court out. And I think that would be just generally quite a strong play.
Yeah.
I suspect that would happen. Even though, yeah, so Adam was, 7 also is in a weird position because he can't actually double dip on using Council of Woes because he still already has School of the Stones. So all the supporters are just going to remain on the region anyway. So putting them back doesn't really do much. And ooh, okay, Lord deciding to
Actually, wait, I don't have
govern with his heir.
right?
You
No,
don't
no.
have to.
Okay, so now I think he realizes that he doesn't have to govern, so he's keeping his heir, which I think is a wise choice.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I think gathering
Any autumn action.
Losing that air
I
early
think can be
is
susceptible to
is
to play
tough.
well.
It's really tough.
Try to reload in because some of these cards are popping up and not, and it's like kind of killing me a
I
little bit.
think Munch might be looking at early Sword Toughness here. I'm not sure.
Let me
Let's see how much he decides to value his heir.
I bet you that's what he's gonna do. I mean, Munch as a player is extremely averse to attrition,
let me.
so playing callously with his heir just feels very out of character for him. And we lost Lord of the Board, unfortunately.
I think he might have left because he maybe couldn't see the Kingdom cards as well. I couldn't really hear them.
Okay.
Maybe he's just trying to reconnect. I think Munch is also in the awkward position to try and use Sword Toughness here because he already has this merchant on the lowlands, which means he does already get rally 2 essentially. So he can rally both the merchant, his runes back to hand. So Sword Toughness is also not getting that much value this round.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, I feel like Salt Toughness really is just for the air, which
I'll activate.
I actually don't feel like that's worth it.
Okay, so here we see that Adam or 7 has chosen to govern with his Master of Arms, the 9 Strength Captain, into Council of Secrets. Activate Council of Secrets, putting 3 markers onto Wilderness, and then moving High Court over to Council of Relics instead of the combo that I mentioned, which is Council of Oaths.
Rally 2.
Yeah. Man, I like to get it over to Oates. I mean, I guess he doesn't need to yet. Because of School of the Stones, these are going to be sticking around for another round, where they normally would be discarded. So, I bet you we see it go into Oates next round, is my guess.
But High Court's really awkward onto Council of Relics because you just simply don't get to double dip at all because you need to also discard the High Court. But yeah, see, Munch just immediately uses Courteous Diary to kick out the High Court.
Yeah.
Because of how potent the High Court is in general.
Yeah.
So even though 7 had a bit of advantage getting to trigger first, this explains to you why I wasn't that big a fan of that buy.
Yeah.
Just mainly because High Court would just immediately get kicked out by Courteous Diary,
Yeah.
which we see exactly is what happens. I probably would have favored Royal Bank or maybe Gilded Wall because it's already decided to blow all of the supporters into that region using School of the Stones. But Gilded Wall might have been come into quite handy and to try and lock down the top region.
Yeah.
Rock.
Yep.
I personally always go for Gilded Wall as my first buy when I'm playing Nobility.
We're gonna use.
I think totally valid approaches depending on how you choose to take the game.
And then send him on a journey from which he will not return.
So you can see Neva is in a very healthy state in terms of attrition because he has enough Dying Gear to take back the only card that was
Nah, we all
still on the map, and also managed to trigger Shrine. So in a really healthy state for attrition, even though he does actually still have influence. So pulling quite well in this round.
Yeah, I mean, that's the power of
Journey.
getting Unearthed Iron Gear early, honestly.
I'll take my.
Journeying with his 2 Strength follower makes sense, and governing as well with the flank card. Using to govern into Council of Oaths. Okay.
Okay.
And I think with that we're moving to round number 2.
My supporters need to stay out because I use my tactics.
So 7 just catching that his supporters need to stay out because of School of the Stones.
Yeah, that should be automated, but I guess we didn't quite get that.
mostly.
I'm just gonna go check in with
He needs
Lord
to
of the
be placed
Board
on
and
the
make sure he
defense.
can see the cards.
Oh, everyone drawing cards.
No, not yet. Sorry, I thought that was scripted. It's up to 6.
Right, so let's quickly have a closer look at the Kingdom cards that are on the Great Road for this second round. So starting from the left, we have Smuggler's Pass, which is a nice card that allows you to retreat, but also allows you to cheat sort of lore a little bit by journeying with the card you retreat. So just a little bit of lore generation if you want it. Mustering Banner, second from the left, lets you gain up to 2 supporters every single round from the lost pile back to your player board. So some nice consistent strength from the supporters over there. Propaganda Advisor, something that we've seen in the first game today. I'm not sure if we've seen the second game or not, but also very powerful, allowing you to essentially control turn order, which we've seen is extremely useful, especially getting last say in certain clashes. And Mysterious Benefactor, another nice strong card that doesn't require you to occupy. It simply needs you to discard a bidding card, and you just keep this card forever until the next time you would resolve attrition. You get to negate the first attrition of the game, which is also very powerful.
I feel like
I think with this card in a 5-round game, you simply just can ignore attrition for the rest of the game if you ever pick it up. Very powerful as well.
yeah. I think we're gonna see Nobility bid for this. Because they are about to lose all of their supporters. And I bet you Munch goes for Benefactor.
Yes, all of them are 6.
See, there still is an opportunity, as mentioned, to steal Sword That Slept from the Gathering.
Ugh,
All
that
the
is a
other players.
great
So I'm
point.
curious to see how that will turn out.
Yeah, it's only protected by it too. So when bidding
Really easy to
for
seal.
Kingdom cards for folks who might be newer, instead of taking one from the market, you can actually steal from an opponent if your bid card has a higher strength than the card that's occupying this Kingdom card. So all someone needs to do is have higher than a 2, and they can steal this really strong Kingdom card.
Sorry for the delay.
So I think players have decided on their bids.
All right, let's see what they do.
Can Lord of the Board actually see the cards?
Oof.
I
Okay, I get to go first.
am gonna
In
assume
response, I
so
hope-
because I
hope he's
feel
able
like
to.
they would be telling us if he couldn't.
I'm
True. So Adam bidding with a 7 and stealing sword the slap makes absolute sense there.
Yep.
Nothing unexpected.
And so your card's occupying the
So Neva is going next on the bid.
I
Interested
think
to
we're
see what
gonna
he'll
see
take.
Propaganda Advisor from him. That just seems like a
Yeah,
card that he would like.
I think quite all the options here are still pretty good for Nevakanezah, so I'm curious to see what he chooses to prioritize here. Marcus Cast could be really nice for him as well, just an extra retreat.
I mean,
Yeah.
at some time.
I feel like it's kind of anti-synergistic though, because you're
It's okay. I know.
trying to journey those cards. I don't know. I guess it could work.
Potentially, yeah.
So it's Nev.
Smugglers
Another
could be
important thing to
nice,
note is
yeah,
that-
because you know Uprising tends to be pretty lore starved early on, so getting some more journeys could be quite strong.
Trying to make decisions with information I don't have.
Important thing to note, Nevakanezah does actually have the option to steal Forgotten Palace from 7, from Nobility. So that option does also exist if he chooses to want to take the big Law Burst, which can be very powerful for Uprising actually.
Correct.
We know that he does have a Ruse at the bottom of his deck right now, so if he can actually line up some big powerful cards and have the Ruse together with, for example, his agents and proc score the streets, for example, that can be a very possible avenue as well.
Yeah.
So let's see what he's choosing to take. Yep, he's choosing to steal Forgotten Palace, as mentioned.
Yeah.
Now I'll be interested to see what he chooses to burn. Might be False Orders, I would say. Potentially also Safe Houses. So let's see how he decides to go.
around.
Load the board. There's a couple of options here as well. I might be interested in stealing Unearthed Iron Gear over here. That is also an option that can happen.
I burned an unexhausted tactic, but I've got one exhausted, which I could use to buy stuff.
Fair.
So this is a 5, if I remember right.
And I think Lord of the Board actually sees that. I feel like the players might be listening to me. So it seems like that's exactly what's happening, and Lord of the Board's just stealing Unearthed Iron Gear. So players really don't liking anything on the Great Road. And I think Munch in this case might be doing as you say, just picking up Mysterious Benefactor for really cheap.
I mean, these are root players at the end of the day. They police each other, you know? They punch each other. So
True, yeah.
it's the kind of heads-up play that I would actually expect from folks, you know, with a pedigree in a similar kind of aggressive asymmetric game where it is really important to take options away from your opponents that are strong.
And as you predicted, Munch went for Mysterious Benefactor. Partially, I guess, also because it was a 3 that he bid with. So it's really, really cheap price to get Mysterious Benefactor for.
You get to take back your 5 as well.
Yeah, that.
So this does not have a protector. This will just sit here until used.
Having-
That goes
so-
back to your hand.
Having the most input at the game isn't winning. Having 6 hand size at the end, or even better, 7 hand size, now that's winning.
That's where it's at, right?
Oh, that is classic Munch.
Okay, cannot be stolen.
Alright, what's in the new flop? Ooh, Ruined Citadel.
Ruined Citadel. Here we go.
Oh, wow.
Another really good card.
Good cards coming out.
An Innkeeper as well. So very powerful cards flipping up for round 3.
Yeah, Innkeeper. Ooh.
Guys. Guys right there.
Basically a secondary Spy Master.
And I would like to point out that this is going to be very juicy, especially for Gathering, because there is both the Sword that slept that might be used this round, and next round there will be Ruined Citadel that's most likely will get picked up. So because of the Tactic Moonlit Forages, they can actually look at the Kingdom, discard pile a random 5 cards from it, and just take one of them. So Ruined Citadel and Sword that slept are both very good targets for that. So we might see that happen from the Gathering. I think that would be a really strong play.
Oh man, looks like Lord of the Board is still having issues with stuff not loading in. It's too bad.
Can't see Clans and Uprising playing cards.
Oh, this wouldn't bite
It's really weird.
sometimes.
Oh no, not again.
Again.
Okay, so we see
So these
7 and Nevakanezah once again clashing and duking it out, or at least another duke on the harvest field.
5.
And that's what I was mentioning in the first game, right? So usually taking the King's Favor in the first round is not always my favorite choice to do, because yeah, everybody just always contests it for the second round onwards. And seems like we're really having a big
Yeah.
brawl over here in the
Wow, look at that.
Plateau.
Just letting clans
I'm
kind of
curious
do
to
whatever they
see what-
want.
Bunch of free ride.
I'm really curious to see what will happen here. I totally expected actually 7 on nobility to have focused on actually Necropolis, mainly because of the fact that he has his high court that's in the discard pile currently.
Yeah.
I would have expected him to go for a play like that, because he can immediately use Necropolis to take, if he wins it, take the high court back to his hand and just govern with it immediately. And because he has Sword that Step, I think he was in a pretty good position to try and win that clash.
nothing good. Nothing good.
Oh, sorry, I thought
And now, because every single other player has chosen to just contest for the Plateau,
we are.
Clans actually has free reign, as you mentioned, with the Herald on the lowlands, which does also allow him to cash out on the 2 votes that he has in Council of Relics.
Hey.
Yeah. That's a great point.
No.
That's a great point.
No, drop it.
Yeah.
Bad munch.
No. No.
And he's got Prophet as well. I wonder if I think he'll use Prophet to try to contest the Highlands as well.
Even better than when last I played. But it's
Actually, yeah.
than last I played.
It could even.
It
Well,
does seem
no,
a bit
not a
difficult.
good turn for School of the Storms. Too many supporters out.
School of the Storms is in sort of like a... It doesn't always let you do everything you want to do, because School of the Storms lets you place clash markers this round. So if you're ahead in terms of turn order, you can still determine and get use out of your flanks. But it also makes getting the free influence out of the trigger of having the most supporters in the region more difficult, because you're the first one placing supporters.
You're the decider.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point.
You know, that sounds like I would probably do the right thing and make a very...
I just wonder if we're
I think
gonna
Munch will
see
end up
Sword
being-
That Slept finally pop off, and maybe Moonlit Gatherers try to like get a double dip on it.
Let's choose.
I think I'd probably wait for Ruin Citadel if I was Lord of the War. I think Ruin Citadel offers much more strength than Sword Step can possibly add.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I probably would try and wait for that.
Yeah, better
only
to
concern
just
is whether
cripple all
there'll be
your
too many
opponents than try to buff yourself,
Yeah.
right?
The only concern is whether there will be too many cards ending up in the lost pile, in the Kingdom discard pile, sorry, by the time that he gets to use it. But at
Mm,
least you know that there's another hidden four that's left anyway, so
Yeah.
it's not too bad.
Happy?
No.
Also, seems players have decided on what cards they want to place. So moving over to spring actions,
Yep, that's
starting with clans.
around here. Let's see. Nothing can go wrong from this.
So placing 2 supporters into the lowlands. And as Lord of the Board catches this, knowing that he has Prophet of the Waves, which is the clan's Kingdom favor, he probably would choose to put lowlands as the last clash to be resolved this round, so that Munch on clans is unable to fully maximize the use of the
Yeah.
Kingdom's favor. Let's see if Gathering catches on this.
Get my 3 lore.
Where do we put the
Yep, so Nevakanezah choosing to use Forgotten Palace onto False Orders, probably because False Orders is even though it's potentially really potent, can be quite difficult to use well, because you have to have a really good read on players. So just choosing to trade it in for 3 lore instead. And I think given the fact that he currently has 4 lore and has still chosen not to buy anything, he's still thinking on it, but I think he might be going for a turn or round 2 Guerrilla Fighters.
yeah, I think we're gonna see Guerrilla Fighters get picked up for sure,
Yeah.
which is that's gonna be wacky.
Yeah,
Oh,
Guerrilla
no,
Fighters,
he's
one of the
Cove.
most
He's
powerful
going
cards
Cove build.
I'm getting for both, okay. So choosing something a bit more clash heavy. He's also
Oh,
thinking,
he's
he's
going for
buying
all the
both the
passives.
HQ cards.
Interesting.
Yeah. So for those people who are still new to the Old King's Crown, the first HQ card, which is the Moonshine Cove, acts as an additional space for Uprising to hold a Kingdom card. And as an autumn action, you can always choose a face-up card from the Great Road and acquire it with a captain or champion from your hand. So essentially gives you an extra sort of free uncontested bid so to speak, or acquisition on the Great Road, which is very potent now, as we mentioned, because Ruined Citadel is up for grabs, and yeah, Neva can essentially get first dibs on Ruined Citadel. Oh wait, no, I guess no. Sorry, it doesn't actually work with Ruined Citadel because it would be immediately discarded that round. So
Yeah.
probably something like Innkeeper or Mushroom Banner can be quite strong.
Also one of those two.
And Syndicate,
Or
which is the
Innkeeper.
other.
I don't know. I would pick up Innkeeper personally.
Yeah. Innkeeper is really strong, especially if Neva manages to win the Kingdom's Favor. He essentially has perfect information on two regions. He gets both Kingdom's Favor and Innkeeper going into round 3.
Yeah. I mean, who needs Spymaster when you've got Innkeeper, right?
Yeah. So Neva has also chosen to pick up the other HQ card for Uprising, which is the Syndicate, which combos really nicely with Moonshine Cove. So whenever you acquire a Kingdom card, you place a faction marker on the council that matches the card's suit. And each marker that gives you a +1 vote on that region or in that council. So combos really well with Moonshine Cove because Moonshine Cove lets you have an extra acquisition of a Kingdom card every single round, so you can actually get multiple markers using the Syndicate.
It also allows you to infiltrate the councils without contesting castle, which, you know, if Seven is pushing really hard to defend castle, it's still a way that you can get those passive bonuses without having to just bulldoze through the wall that he's put up.
I was thinking about doing top down.
100%. Yep.
But I feel like for
So now we can see quite a fair bit of commitment over in the lowlands.
I don't.
All of a sudden, there's 2 supporters from every player but Nobility there, despite the fact that everybody else has placed their heralds onto the plateau. I'm not really sure what's going on here.
Yeah, you wanna... Let's
so
listen to the
quickly, what
players for a
cards will be-
second, maybe see what they're saying.
What my plan was. Okay. Then I'll just ask for a clarification on one of these. So I think the first one is this.
Oh dear.
Look, you know it's the right choice if everyone's groaning when you put it.
Well, I don't. Well, yeah, because I think. Yeah. Well, I'll ask for a clarification in a second.
Look, I made my best play in round 1. It's all downhill from here.
Look, I
I just want to check in with the players because I think a lot of the bots asking for a clarification on something. So let me just quick.
I think.
Yep, just be sure to mute yourself in this chat if you go in, because you'll get the echo.
All right. That's
Hey
great.
guys. So I think Lord, you mentioned you had a clarification you wanted to make.
Oh, yeah, it will be for when with this clash right here. Just because.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Yep,
Not
then
an
go ahead.
official rules clarification.
All right. Top row. Let's do this. 3, 2, 1.
So okay. So back.
Regard the retreat. But yeah.
So Hio has a question regarding the retreat, but I guess that will only happen. When it's his turn.
Okay. Only thing.
So
Safe house.
very mild contest over in the Highlands, primarily because Nobility already has 5 supporters there, so I guess everybody has chosen to actually give up that clash.
Sam can ambush in.
No, I can't. That's not how that works. I'm just kidding.
Okay, I'm not. Can't get rid of me with this agent. Doesn't have this 11. Can ambush in with this. I won't do anything.
So 7 choosing to pass on any day actions,
Yeah, I got no.
primarily just a sorted step because he's in a pretty winning position here. I
Okay.
don't really think Gathering can really contest it that much.
So retreat, is that just put back into my hand?
Yes.
Yep.
And that would be with the root this card itself, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So
and
if
then
you would
ambush-
retreat, you could also. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. No. You go ahead. Yeah.
I was just going to say, if you retreat, you can retreat any other cards that's in the region sharing card with retreat, as well as any supporters and heralds.
Perfect. Okay. So and then ambush, I already know what that is. So what I was thinking is if I do this, then when it comes this second clash, I could still activate these, right? Because it's each.
That would be
Yes, if you have a way to give it flank, but currently your rules.
Oh yeah. Ambush is different. Ambush is
Ambush
from
is
the
putting a
hand. My
card
bad.
Yeah.
into your hand. From your hand
Yep.
clash. Yeah.
Okay, my bad. And I gotta get that sheet up on my screen. Sorry. Okay, cool. Well, I think what I will do then, since, boy, man, those supporters are really screwing up everything, aren't they?
Yeah,
They'll go away this turn at least.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna put it back into my hand then, because I feel like this is useful.
So I think we've managed to settle any clarifications that Lord the Bond might have had.
Perfect.
yep, should
I'm
be
just
a-
fiddling with the audio right now.
No worries. Seemed like a no contest from other players for Adam, for 7 in the Highlands, which does mean he probably gets Wilderness.
Wait, what's this one?
The awkward part here is that he doesn't get a free
And what's
Heaven or Journey. He has to do it with a card in his hand, because there are currently no active cards that really apply. Let's see what ends up happening here. What he chooses
Yeah,
to
that's
pick.
a bit of a tough situation.
Yep.
No,
He did get the guarantee that he would win the clash, putting his War Machine with Invulnerable there, but choosing to govern with a card from his hand, kicking out the Purser from clans, which I think is a good move here.
Yeah. Well,
See if Nobility will be able to cash out Merchant that he put into the Council of Relics this turn.
yeah, that... They should really stop Nobility from winning that. That would be a huge swing.
But it does seem like Adam has his flank card. Sorry, 7 has his flank card in the lowlands, which he can flank to the plateau.
Yeah.
So and I think Munch here has his agent. It was a very fast snap on
10.
the ambush here. So potentially an agent, potentially his heir. Could be either or, since it would be a guaranteed win anyway. Curious to see.
Okay.
And if Munch actually wins the Necropolis, it would be really strong for him, because even though the merchant just got kicked out from the court by Nobility, he can just pick it right back up.
Yeah.
And I think it's fairly deterministic here. The question here is whether all the bot is actually going to use School of the Stars here, because I realize he does have 2 supporters in the region.
Oh, that would be hilarious. That would be a great choice. Because...
I think he has a flank card in the Lost Pile, so he might trust to do that and flank into the Plateau, since he's contesting the Plateau.
Yeah.
I will reveal.
An agent? Yep, it is in fact the agent. So
It's in the lost
yeah,
pile.
that was
Yeah.
pretty much not enough, since it was really a snap ambush there.
Yeah.
So wow, Munch is in a great position here.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I feel like School of the Stars would have been a good choice. I'm kind of surprised to see him not do that.
All right, and
I thought that was what he was
does
lining up with
Wonderbot
those 2 supporters there.
no one's to see.
Does the bot have any followers in the Lost Pile?
No, he does not. So I guess he hasn't
That's
journeyed
okay.
any yet.
Exactly 3 cards here, so I took 3 cards.
If he had a supporter there, I think I might have chosen to use that there.
Alright.
Would really have blown Mr. Munch out. So alright, over to the big clash in the middle
Oh,
region.
boy, okay.
Seems like the bot has chosen to put his agent there, which has not paid off because of the follower that's been placed there by Munch.
Yeah, that's tough. Tough for Uprising, too. I mean, I feel like Uprising just has to retreat again.
That's really awkward now, because Munch can actually use Prophet of the Waves to move the Herald into the middle region, and the supporters there as well. Because of that, he actually has 6 strength invulnerable that's in that region. Because
Oh,
of the agent that's
man,
gonna
and he's gonna
eliminate
beat the
everything else.
5. Oh,
Yeah.
big round for Munch.
I mean, it's not even the 5, because
Man.
yeah, the
Oh, the 5's
flank
gonna
is also
die,
get
yeah.
eliminated.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
I think here, probably what's gonna happen is that Nobility is gonna retreat
I think I was like
the cards and the Herald.
which
I imagine that Nevakanezah would also use safe houses onto the air to get it out there.
Yeah. Wow.
It's a pretty tragic use for safe houses, actually, because he's not managed to pull off any aggressive plays with it. He's just mainly been using it to dodge eliminations, which is really rough.
Yeah.
Um,
I
but the
mean,
caveat here, though, is that
play again.
At the
Uh-huh,
very
you were saying?
least, he has some kind of infrastructure built at this point. Like, he can start using Syndicate, he can start using Moonshine.
Yeah, totally.
I don't think I have
Hey, Iceman.
I
Thank you
think
for the
the-
follow. Hope you're enjoying the game.
spice this up with. So
Caveat here is that he would have used 2 out of 3 markers on safe houses, and he still has Forgotten Palace. So that would be a pretty easy choice to burn.
Yeah, just torch it. Completely agree.
Yeah, just torch it. And actually, he can have the option to still pick up Smuggler's Pass, which is on the Great Road next round, which gives him a replacement for being aggressive with the safe houses used, essentially.
Is
Yeah. You, my friend, we are on the same wavelength.
Yeah,
against
Oh.
I think that's the play I definitely would go for here if I was uprising.
the eliminate
Yeah.
you and then I eliminate the closest range.
Yep, the spoiler to the spoiler.
sorry, it's everything on that.
A lot of the world will lose his agent here, but actually, it's not something that I would be too upset either as Gathering.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe
there's
because of, yeah,
there's
overpowers
shenanigans
and
you can
many
pull.
ways to divert.
He's still got all of his
Yeah, totally.
resources.
Yeah, fine.
I mean, yeah, he's still got School of the Stars, so he could ambush with it. He could get the Tooth.
Pretty brutal, actually. Loyalbot still has many cards in his hand. How he still has that many cards? I guess one of them was the ruse.
I get wiped.
He retreated, so he chose not to play his heir, actually.
I think
Yeah, pretty conservative play.
I'm all good.
I think it was really aggressive, actually, putting his agent into the plateau with no information.
That's fair. I guess he made the assumption that everyone was going to play high cards or squishy cards there because it was going to be so contested. And Munch just was one
Yeah,
step
but-
ahead.
He was actually right. It's just that Munch was not going to really intending to contest that region anyway.
And it's me.
Then just put his follower there, manages to profit off of it because of Prophet of the Waves.
Yeah,
So now manages to keep Prophet of the Waves for another round.
yeah, that's huge.
And so this actually comes back again based on the idea of the sequencing, choosing to put lowlands where Munch had both his supporters and his herald, not as the final clash of the round.
Yeah,
Allowed this play.
yeah, that is a great point. Yeah, when Prophet of the Waves is in play, I guess you should generally try to avoid playing into it like that and just have the
Yeah.
final thing that resolves be the place where they've placed their herald, right? Or what do you think would be the best counterplay to that?
So I think generally as the clans player, if I had Prophet of the Waves, I would choose split up where my herald and my supporters are, so you keep people guessing continuously.
Journey my
Alternatively, you could choose to put them both in the same region and try and bait players into making that the final region and actually putting flanks into every other region. So it really has a mind game that you can play on other players, where if you know that the player is going to counter you by putting your region as the final clash of the round, you can just put flanks in the other 2 regions and flank towards that region.
Well,
It's a bit of a mind game when you have both of the waves.
Yeah. Well, storyteller pickup makes a lot of sense. I mean, that's just a really solid lore engine for clans. Oh man, he hasn't had to exhaust any of his tactics either. Munch is in a very strong position.
If I were Nevakanezah here, I would probably look at, I guess it's still on to Munch for his autumn actions. So picking up Storyteller, as you mentioned, running with the Merchant into Council of Secrets and placing 2 markers onto the Harvest Field. So choosing to really threaten continuous control of the Harvest Field here.
Yeah.
Because as long as he has 2 markers on the Harvest Field, he can threaten to take back the Kingdom's Favor on the exact same round.
Well, someone could castle him. And
Yeah,
boot
someone
him
could
out
castle
of secrets. Which I think would be smart. This is too good. Alright. Let's see what Nobility's up to.
I think what I'll do, let's...
I think Munch is setting up for a really nice Sword Toughness play next round. Because he's going to have his Ruse and his Agent.
activate it. So
And he's going to have his Ruse as Agent in his discard pile. gonna have his War Machine out on the board. In his hand is Storyteller. So I can imagine that Sword Toughness is gonna be blown next round, just to pick all of these really powerful cards back up, deploy the War Machine, and then set up for a really nice round 4.
Yeah. Well, we get a Wilderness pop-off from Nobility, so let's see what they journey.
Journeying with a Captain.
Okay, Pathfinder
one lore.
stays in that discard.
Let's see what he says to pick up with 2 lore. Activating Witch Trial. Okay, so we have a Witch Trial activation.
Again.
Moving the merchant that once just or cleanse just governed
Yeah.
this round.
Number of cards.
Let's see if he how many cards he decides to pick to his hand.
Okay, so then we'll do.
No, sorry, but moving back into the top of deck. So moving everything back into the top of deck.
So that's...
Getting 3 lore in the process, so bringing him up to 5 lore.
Wow, okay, Queen.
Interested to see if
I
he
think
will
we're
go
gonna
for
see
Queen play.
Queen.
Which?
We might see a Queen play, we might see like a combination of Royal Bank and Go to Wall. Also very powerful because he does still have 5 supporters out in the Highlands.
Oh, I
Seems like
see
he's
it.
hovering over Queen.
He wants Queen. Does he have stuff
Yeah,
in
and I
the
think-
Lost Pile? I guess you
He
can do
does
it from
have a
discard
agent in
too,
Lost
right?
Pile.
With Queen.
Yeah, you can do it from discard and Lost Pile, and he does have an agent in the Lost Pile as well, so also potentially really potent.
And now I can govern.
I love Queen. Such a good card.
Lost pile will be discard, so let's.
So agent most likely going into Council of O's, I would imagine, because it lets him pull actually back 3 supporters, because he would have 2 votes, and that being the most votes. Oh, and the High Court is also in his discard pile, so that's really powerful as well.
Oh,
Wow.
shoot. You are so
He can actually
right.
pull back all 5 supporters actually. Oh wait, no, he can't do that, right? He can do that. He can put High Court into Council of Secrets. Yep, and then move it over to Council of O's and pick 5 supporters all back up from the Highlands into his supply.
That is brilliant.
He's already triggered. Yeah, that's exactly what we see is happening.
Yeah.
He's choosing to swap it around.
Well, I guess not.
Okay, so not the play I was expecting.
And then I'm going to. Oops. Oh, fix it. I'm going to activate this one. So
Yeah, so this is a bit more conservative as a play.
Yeah. It's 3. Right?
and then I get to move this, which I'll move it to here. Oh. Did I govern already this turn as well? I did, yes.
What an elaborate turn.
Looks like 7 has missed the extra supporter that he can actually pull back.
Alright, I'll pop in the chat and I'll tell him.
Journey 3. That. Then we're going to
Hey,
use.
7.
Hmm?
You should take one more supporter back. You had the most votes in this council when you activated it.
Oh, right, yeah, okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Then we're going to use Moonshine Cove. Grab the innkeeper.
So Nevakanezah using Moonshine Cove to grab the innkeeper. Play that we
Makes
expected earlier.
sense. That makes a lot of sense to me.
Which is going to let me put a faction marker in.
Could you help refill the?
Oh, yeah, I got it. I'll do it. Clockwork. Not that exciting, honestly.
Maybe a couple of tricky plays you can do with it, but generally not as exciting as everything else.
So that's gonna
We'll see
give
some
Nevakanezah a token in secrets, right? In that innkeeper suit.
On the board.
Yes, it does. Choosing where to place it. It's a castle, okay.
And return my 2 supporters.
And now activating Council of Oaths because he has the most votes there, so he actually, because of 7 moving the High Court over to Council of Secrets.
Going to
So yeah, giving Nevakanezah some nice freebies.
Yeah, I feel like it would have been more optimal to start here and then end it there, right? so that he could block that extra supporter gain.
And then I'm going to buy Bringer of the Word.
Oh,
Potentially just not move it at all because he already triggered Council of Secrets this round
oh, that's a good point.
before using Queen. Yeah.
The Word.
Such tricky little optimizations in these autumn these autumn turns.
That works, right?
So Lordsport has chosen to commit to Bring of the Word, which is I think is a pretty smart play because Adam has already burned Witch Trial, and
Yeah.
Cortez Diary is not in the game anymore. So essentially, I think unless players win Castle to try and kick him out, it's pretty much free reign using Bring of the Word, which is really powerful. And for those of you unfamiliar, Bring of the Word is a advanced faction card from Gathering, which every round lets you place a faction marker onto any console, and every of those markers continues to contribute 1 vote to you in the console. So very potent.
But the downside is if Bringer is removed, those markers go with it. So you have to almost kind of try to fly under the radar a little bit so people don't police it too aggressively before you can get some good utility out of it.
So you can grab a supporter and you can
Yep.
also.
And then I can, since I put the vote on here, right? So place a faction marker on one of my locations. Yep. And then when there's 4, I can activate it. That's pretty cool. So I'm gonna put one out. Oh, it's on the individual location.
Don't do battlefield.
Bank it red on here. Cool. Okay. And so I did a govern, I did a journey. I don't have anything to get back with.
Lord of the Board, no! I'm like Walter White screaming in the car.
And ritual sacrifice doesn't seem worth it yet. Wait, move up to 3 of your cards that are active and or in your discard pile to the lost pile. Oh god.
Seems like Lord is thinking about using Ritual Sacrifice here.
So that is that.
Has wisely chosen not to do so. I think actually it gets really hard for him to use now because he actually only has 9 cards in total left in his deck because a lot of his cards were eliminated. So I think Ritual Sacrifice is really difficult for him to use.
Do a quick reload before we continue.
And I think if I were Lord of the Board, I would find an opportunity to steal Forgotten Palace and just use it to burn Ritual Sacrifice here because I think now he's in a position where he's been eliminated too many times that he doesn't have that good leverage or is able to use Ritual Sacrifice to much efficacy here.
I have everything else, so who knows?
I will pop into the chat and
Disappeared for anyone else? Like,
I will bring the word real quick to everyone in the chat.
I
1 second.
can see all of that. It's just playing cards of both clans and Uprising that I can't see now.
Hey guys,
The playing cards.
I've come to bring some word. So just as a reminder, the Council of Secrets, when you win that, you don't get any influence. So the battlefield is the one area that is completely useless to put that on.
Of course, I tried to do that.
So if everyone's comfortable with it and you want to move it somewhere else, I think that's totally cool. But just wanted to come in because I was like Walter White shouting in the car, like, no, don't put it there. So
It always
Yeah.
seems so good until, you realize that it doesn't work.
it used to work that way and it was overpowered.
Yep. No
That
bother me.
feels fitting. Okay.
We're in a
Well-
scenario where one person's at 7, and
Yeah.
myself and you are not.
Yeah, we're not doing too well at the moment.
sounds like you guys
Um,
need to gang up on clans.
See, I kept running into
So
all
that-
those agents,
Yeah.
and that has made my chances of victory a little slimmer.
That's fair. I'll be honest. I've been a little distracted by not being able to actually see Uprising and Clans cards when they flip, so I have to guesstimate where everything's at.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Journey. No, it doesn't ever honestly. TTS is just so temperamental, but I've never had that happen before, so I'm really confused.
Yeah,
Trying
let's
to see if I load in now and I can get those cleared. So we will see.
I could like try to
Here.
save it, restart the entire thing, like load the save, if people want to as well.
Yeah, if they're willing. Well,
So,
Mr. Munch also had to leave, and then it looks like they're coming back as well. But I don't know. Does that seem worth it to everyone or no?
I mean,
Not that-
I want you to be able to play and enjoy it, so that feels worth it to me. I mean, we're at the top of a round, so it's a decent point to kind of break and do that, right?
Sure, yeah, if everyone's
Think?
willing,
on automation.
Okay, let me go ahead and save this. Sorry, I am getting like an echo from someone. Okay.
Whoa, it's wild. They're actually. You say this, it's looking like the cards are coming in.
Oh, really?
Everybody except for clans cards are in now. I bet you if I leave and come back, clans cards will be here.
You want to try it?
Every time
Someone
I've left
else
and
will
come
have
back-
disappeared.
Every single time I've left and come back, something else has come into and loaded differently. So I think let's just try it one more time because I think this could be it.
Jaffles, I do have an alternate option, but
Okay.
it's a little
Back.
bit of a pain.
Let's see if this works first, but then I'm open.
Yeah, really.
I'm open to pain.
I have Unity asset bundles for all the decks, and they're not like the worst to put together, but the challenge is that we would have to get all the cards back in the right places.
Oh yeah, we'd have to like screenshot it a little bit.
Ooh.
Probably. That would probably be the wisest way to do it.
I've got my fingers crossed that they might just load in.
Fingers crossed this will work. Because every time I've logged out, somebody else's assets that I was missing had come back in. Like, I just got uprisings last time, so I think if I can get clans this time, we are okay, which would be great. And then hopefully I've pleased the TTS gods, and they can bless me for the rest of this.
Yes.
Never lose hold of that childlike optimism. That whimsy and wonder, that gleam in your eye.
Oh, I feel so bad. I'm sorry, everyone.
It's not your
Dude, it is so not your fault. Don't worry about it at all.
blame TTS.
Yeah, but you know, it's only me who can't see cards, so of course I'm gonna self-blame a little.
Well, I am also channeling your optimism. I'm hoping it comes back, and you can see the clans cards this time.
Fingers.
Because it was, I mean, when we did our session together, it all worked. So.
Oh yeah, it was all completely fine. I saw everything, and it was all good. So yeah, I don't know. Something had to happen.
It's just been temperamental today. I don't know what's up with TTS.
Yeah.
Lloyd, can you go to your menu and just click on configuration? Do you have mod caching turned on?
I have it off.
You have it off.
Yeah. Should it be on?
No, it should be off. If it's off,
Okay,
it helps,
yeah,
it helps you reload every single.
That's
Yeah,
what I
seems
thought.
like-
Uh,
Yeah.
We're
Oh my
both in the play
gosh.
testing Discord for
If-
it, and that's like
If
you have
the
to have it off.
kingdom card, yeah, you have to have it up. If the kingdom cards load in right now, I see everything, and we'll be good, guys. I see clans card. Yes, we're all good.
Ah,
Nice.
Beautiful.
Praise
Now
be.
nobody say anything about
Yes.
it, otherwise it'll break.
Yep. Nobody say anything.
nobody touch anything. We're just gonna end the
Nothing
game.
happened.
We're gonna end the game here. Thank you guys for coming in. It's been fun. Praise the lizard god.
And now for a moment from our sponsor, NordVPN, without whom we wouldn't be able to stream this game from Saudi Arabia.
Oh my gosh.
The reason for
so
the
okay.
300 ping.
Thank you for everyone's patience. I would like to see if everyone is okay if I move the gathering marker over, because I just found out that this was useless and it sounded too good to be true.
By all means.
Yeah, all good.
All right, thanks everyone. I will move it over in terms of fairness to the wilderness so that it doesn't affect anybody else's situation there. Okay, cool.
All right. I'm gonna retreat back into my ivory tower. Play on, folks. Enjoy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
It feels really good to see things. Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, the gift
Wow.
of sight.
These
Finally.
clashes will be crazy.
Okay.
Now I can experience the disappointment and
Okay, I'm glad we got that sorted out.
Let's get removed.
Nev, we need to get
Uh,
we need to get some
draw up.
influence, man. We need to get some stuff going.
Right, so moving into round 3.
Oh right.
The positioning of clans is really strong here. They've managed to retain the kingdom's favor. They have all of the tactics unexhausted.
Yeah.
While Sea Lanes has been used once, but still really strong position.
Trish,
I'm curious to see
anyone yet?
what sort of kingdom cards will change hands here, because I think Gathering has a strong incentive to take Forgotten Palace.
Good.
I think clans potentially also can have a strong potential to get it. So curious to see what will happen here. Sword that slapped is actually still in play,
I
and
know.
we have Ruined Citadel in play as well. So
Card.
I'm amazed no one's popped sword yet. It's so good.
This one.
I think Adam or Seven has never really had an opportunity to do so.
Let's say discard your bidding card. Play this card on a region. All opponents total strength in this region. Oh my gosh!
Everyone's
So
reading
we know
Ruined
that
Citadel.
Royalty is no longer in play.
it only
Yeah.
works for one turn.
Right, because
So Nobility has already lost access to Royal Seal because they burnt it with Forgotten Palace. So this is pretty much fight here.
Yeah.
If I were Nobility and I still had Royal Seal, I think I would just play any like one strength follow and just immediately snap Ruined Citadel
Yeah, I completely agree.
in Royal Seal. So as mentioned, I think Nevakanezah has strong incentive to actually pick up Smuggler's Pass here. Potentially just, if Forgotten Palace isn't stolen, just burn safe houses with Forgotten Palace, which actually gets him up back to 4 law.
Yeah.
And just one more law gets him Guerrilla Fighters. So potentially very important.
Yeah.
I think several players have very strong incentive to actually pick up Forgotten Palace here. So
thinking so heavily.
Yeah, what is guarding it right now? Is it even being guarded by anything good?
7. So it's like
7.
decent.
Oh,
Maybe stolen, especially if someone uses an air. Or we see a queen.
Alright, so we
bid
can see a queen
from
steal
Nobility.
or yeah, okay. Yeah, I think we're gonna see Forgotten Palace get stolen by whichever one doesn't pick up Citadel.
that's the thing. I don't want.
Still thinking on it.
Okay. Let me take this. I think I'll leave Ruined Citadel up, and I'll steal the Innkeeper.
Innkeeper steal.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Okay, so doing some policing on the uprising here by ability.
And just ditching. Wait, where did Sword go? Why did he get rid of Sword?
I think you just chose get rid of sword in case it would get stolen by clans.
I'm gonna steal the
Bullying.
palace.
Can you actually choose to do that, to jettison even if your tableau is not full?
Yeah, you can.
Alright. Learn something new every day, folks.
And
Okay, Nev, we're doing great.
clans stealing Forgotten Palace most likely gonna be burning either River Runners or Sea Lanes here.
I may as well take that Citadel.
And a pretty cheap Citadel, I think, for Nevakanezah here. With the War Machine.
Yeah, I
think
think Citadel. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of figured that he wouldn't be able to get to keep Forgotten Palace off. What do you think about this one? Pretty sure if he wants Ruined Citadel or not. Be thinking about Smuggler's Pass as well.
I almost. I don't know. I think well, now that he no longer has Forgotten Palace, I think Ruined is the better option.
Apologies, I'm just trying to wrap my head around what's a good idea.
That's fine.
So that I can.
No, it's a tough choice actually. I think it would be really tough. I think Gathering might end up going for. If Ruined Citadel is up, I think Gathering would definitely
Oh,
Ruin
yeah.
Citadel, there's no reason not to.
I think that's a
But
no-brainer.
potentially you might be thinking about Mustering Banner. Mustering Banner probably would be the safer option. I don't think Smuggler's Pass really does him that much because you can't really make good use of the journey because he only has 9 cards left in his deck, and I think that's really okay. So interesting, a pickup on Clockwork Messengers. And choosing to occupy picking up a Clockwork Messengers. I'm not sure what intention there is. Curious to see how he uses it.
The timing window on
but-
Ruined Citadel. So is that any time?
It's active for this whole turn, and then when we hit winter at the very end of this round, that card gets discarded.
So any time that I choose to do it, and then it just is discarded at the end.
Well, you put it on a
You place it now.
Oh, it's immediate. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You choose
He's
that.
got it.
I'd be discarding this card. I see.
So I mean, that was wow. That is a really cheap Rune Citadel. I
Yeah.
have never seen a Rune Citadel that cheap before.
That's some serious bang for your buck for a 3.
I shall take.
Yeah, that's really good.
No, he's taking smugglers. No one's taking a
Really?
Citadel. Am I?
No way.
Am I taking crazy pills, people?
I'm with you on this one. I think that's 100% a mistake, especially as Gathering, because you also have Woodland Foragers, which means you get an additional use of it in the subsequent round.
Yeah, completely agree. All right.
Wow, and now look at the next row that comes out. Swan Song Horn, which we saw to great effect in the first game. Oaking Spear, which gives one of your active cards deadly. And Hidden Lanes, which is another thing that, I think Uprising can be very interested in picking up.
Yeah, Uprising
especially
should
the-
absolutely grab Hidden Lands. Completely agree.
100%.
Work to prevent attrition-y stuff, so I have to get rid of it. That gets me 3 lore. I will spend 2 immediately on.
Oh, and Munch has actually chosen to burn Salt Toughness, which I thought was going to be a play that he was going to set up for this turn because he has his Agent and his Ruse and his discard pile. He would get. He still have his War Machine out on the board. He has Storyteller in hand. And he actually, if he managed to burn, for example, River Runners, he might have gotten Riders this turn. Very surprised by this choice of burning Salt Toughness here.
Sorry,
to
run
go
me
for a
through that
bit
one more time.
more-
How would he get Riders
I'm gonna
this
use
round?
Haven's Harbor
'Cause he's-
to.
So he could use Forgotten Palace to have burnt, for example, River Runners. Maybe just Journey with the Merchant that I think is still in his hand.
But didn't he just use it to burn Salt
Oh,
Toughness?
we're
So
not.
he'll have to wait till
But
next
he could
round.
have chosen not to burn. Could have chosen not to burn Salt Toughness this round.
Ignore all of that.
Hmm.
I'm gonna put.
But he because he was already quite set up for Salt Toughness to play this game or this round. Because he has a War Machine in the top region, which with no influence on it, and he has his Ruse and his Agent in his discard pile.
Yeah.
All very, very strong cards that can set up for a very strong play on round 4. Combination with Riders, for example. I'm pretty surprised by this choice, actually. And everybody now choosing to spread out, reading on the same.
No one
Agreed,
wants
on
to
the same
steal from
location
each
anymore.
other. I mean, I feel like everyone just needs to start bullying clans. But I guess everyone
I think
just
so, yeah, but
wants to do their own thing. I mean, clans
Yeah.
does still have profit, so
I think profit's something that you can sort of play around. As I mentioned earlier, you can have decision on how you choose the turn order, which can really affect how much value you can get out of profit. I think interesting choice by Seven to choose to contest islands here, even though they're not on the same location. Seven does have a vested interest to try and pull off a win with his Herald because of the fact that he has 2 votes sitting in Council of Relics. And I think with Council of Relics, whenever you have any amount of votes in, you really want to just be avoiding conflicts as much as possible to try and cash it out as quickly as you can before it can get removed other players just by governing off from the castle.
yeah,
So
definitely agree with that. I mean, what's his supporter situation looking like? He's got to have burnt through most of them at this point. Oh, that's right. No, he's had some
supporters?
survivability.
I mean,
So this
he does have Innkeeper, which helps him.
automatically will.
Yeah, I feel like
helps
he's
him,
just gonna go for Castle Lockdown, probably, using the Innkeeper.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
But I'm not sure how much he can choose to overpower Clans here because Clans already has a War Machine in the top region.
Hmm.
Even with Innkeeper, I don't know how much that information is really going to help you.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The good news. Yes, and Munch also has Storyteller, so seems to be quite a tall ask. And there's no guarantee that other players won't place followers in the Highlands, so you can't just choose to all in with an agent play. Even though you know that Clans has no Ruse, which is in his discard pile. So curious to see about that choice on choosing contest the Highlands rather than every other region.
Yeah, we'll see if that pans out for him.
Something important to note is that Night Raids is currently not as effective from Uprising. I think we saw it being used to amazing effect in Game 1, almost losing Skarn, who was the eventual winner of the game. Spoiler, sorry.
Yeah, I
But
guess.
in this case, only because it's being stolen from. He only has one card, one Kingdom card, despite having Moonshine Cove as well.
Yeah, it's a tough position to be in as Uprising. I feel like he got bullied
Yeah.
pretty mercilessly early on, and just it's hard when you can't just get that ball rolling. Like, I don't know, you were asleep during the second game, right? But it was a really strong Uprising game, but that they just had an amazing first turn and was able to just capitalize on that momentum throughout the whole game.
All that stuff I said before, and so I take 2 supporters.
Most likely both supporters from New Haven's Harbor, which is one of the HQ cards of Clans. Most likely going in the top region, if I had to guess.
School of
Yeah.
Storms.
Ooh, okay, so using School of the Storms.
I will
So
be placing clash markers.
yeah, really, really strong play here. Just because even though he's first in the turn order, now he gets to determine where the clash markers will go. So now the ability to play around Prophet of the Waves by the other players has been negated for at least for this round. Because now he can choose to place both of the supporters with the Herald, because he gets to decide the turn order or the clash order. So I think that's exactly what I would do here, because you're determining clash order, so you can just choose to put the Highlands as the first region to resolve, and you potentially get to double dip on both the supporter and the Herald.
Yeah, I feel like he's gonna pop it off for at least 2 regions.
This top region, so I'm gonna look
Yeah, 100% here.
there.
That's crazy.
Question is whether Seven chooses to deny him the opportunity to get influence from the supporters by putting all 3 supporters there. Because then Clans would no longer have the most supporters in that region anymore. And I think Seven has a vested interest as nobility to contest it anyway since he's there.
I think we're gonna see it happen. I think we'll see all 3 go down there.
But it's also really tough because I don't think he has the strength to really to contest that here, actually. I mean, the maximum strength that
Here.
ability has is like 10 or 11 maybe. Probably 10, I think, from the air.
Yeah,
And
we're
with 3,
queen.
like 13.
What?
Yeah, but Queen is currently occupying the Innkeeper, so
Yeah.
I don't think
good
that's going to
point.
happen.
Good point.
We did decide to use Innkeeper and swap, I think, the Highlands and the Lowlands card for nobility. So curious to see what ends up happening there.
Yeah, because it
He
can't
probably
be
has
an
a ruse somewhere.
agent. Yeah, I feel like the only thing is, like, maybe if this is an agent, we put a follower up here. But I don't know. I don't think Munch would put an agent there.
Yeah, I mean, his agent is, I think, is in his discard pile, right?
Is
Along with the
it?
ruse.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can have a look. I think it's in there.
That could be worse.
you are definitely
So I
right.
was talking about the Salt Toughness play.
Yeah.
Swap a council card with one in my hand.
Curious to see what he's saving River Runners for. I don't really see anything that's particularly good that River Runners would be able to get.
That is strange.
Yeah, I mean, Innkeeper, Messengers. Yeah.
Nothing else really stands out to me. I think River Runners is particularly better on cards that one use.
Yep.
And you can sort of snipe your opponent in autumn before they get to use it, especially if you're going first in the turn, which he is. Nothing currently stands out to me as something that you really desperately want to snipe.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what we saw in the play around Curious Ring in that first game.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
For possible hilarity.
You know, C lanes is still active, so curious to see how this will play out. C lane is very powerful tactic from clans. Okay, Nevakanezah going for a pretty big all-in play here. And quite a few supporters on both the Plateau and the Lowlands. I think this is also in part some sort of denial play on the part of clans, because now even
Yeah.
Prophet of the Waves isn't able to get value out of it. So he no longer gets the maximum value out of the School of the Storm's influence gain from having the most supporters in the region.
Yeah,
It's really nice heads up play by Uprising here.
that's
Hopefully it pays out for him, because yeah, he's sacrificing his own resources. Try and deny clans a little bit, but hopefully he can also has some stuff in the Plateau and the Lowlands to try and come back in this game, because he's pretty far behind now alongside Gathering.
It's the clans, right? So
Yep.
And Never hasn't bought any of his actual faction, like advanced faction cards, aside from the HQ cards, so it's in a tough position because it doesn't really have that many resources going for it.
yeah. I really thought we were gonna see an early Guerrilla Fighters. I was.
Would as well, yeah. That's what I would have gone for as well. Because that's alongside Guerrilla Fighters, you can also pick up Backpower Deploy to try and use School of the Streets. Oh wait, did he use School of the Streets this round?
If
He
he
did,
did,
he-
I missed it.
Decisions.
Looks like he did.
I mean, you've been making the right decisions so far.
I have a feeling I have been making some wrong decisions.
Nice. I'll do that.
Oh,
I think he did. In fact, he used School of the Streets this round.
Nice.
So I imagine, yeah, would be probably has his agent somewhere in one of the regions. So curious to see which region it will end up being in. School of the Streets, I think, for Uprising is particularly difficult to get off in a 4-player game because there's just so many incidental followers just lying around.
Yeah, I
so
mean,
you
it's
really wanna
almost
make
better
sure that
late
you're-
game because most of those have been like journeyed away at that point, you know?
Yeah, exactly, right? Usually, I really like to combine it with Black Powder Deploy, which is one of their advanced faction cards, because it's another source of eliminate. And if you have your Air, Black Powder Deploy, as well as Agent onto the same round, you can really set up for getting a lot of influence and a lot of lore from School of the Streets if you manage to pull off and eliminate in every single region, which can really set you up to get the Guerrilla Fighters, because that's essentially 3 lore.
Yeah. Yeah, Black Powder's good.
let's see.
It's especially against nobility when there's basically double the chance of heirs kind of rolling around.
Sorry. I didn't-
Oh, sorry. Yeah, my bad. Yeah.
And since Nobility doesn't actually have access to Real Guard, which is their kingdom favor, it's also much easier to try and pull off these sort of eliminations.
So this is going to be 1, 2,
Oh my god. Wait.
Okay, I think Munch might be trying to contest the Highlands and the Plateau with this choice.
Is it okay if I like place supporters out or not? So I forgot to do that.
Oh, he forgot to place supporters. That's unfortunate.
But
Oh, I think that's a bit too far
You're probably going to put
back already.
enough to counter me.
Okay, so Munch is okay with it.
Yeah, I say leave it up to the players, and if they can't agree, then I'm happy to be the arbiter. But
Well,
I mean, it makes sense here.
the honor system that you're not reacting to like revealed information. So if you want to do that, that's fine with me.
No.
I mean, I would have expected. I mean, I think we were already discussing the play that we would have expected Adam to place the 3 supporters into the Highlands. And I think that would have happened regardless of whether. Oh, really?
interesting.
Okay, so decides against it.
Yeah, that's alright with me.
Everyone's fine with that.
I'm all good with that.
Right, so let's see what ends up happening in these regions.
Good to know.
Ooh. Brutal tie on
Oof.
the lowlands here. We have ability and rising both on 10 strength because of these supporters.
Me first.
Went ahead and just did the little automation for them.
Yeah.
I'm not that interested. I'm gonna use Sea Lance.
Things a Sea Lane's activation.
I would.
Yeah, that was just gonna be tough to
Will
contest no
say-
matter what.
Will say it is dangerous to try and ambush this round, or sorry, to try and flank this round for clans, because you know that School of the Streets is active, which means, and if this card from Uprising is not the heir or the agent, you would most likely expect that both the top region, the Highlands, and the Plateau are going to have eliminates in those regions. So
Cards.
it'd be a bit dangerous here.
What is...
So it seems like we end on a tie on the lowlands, and they both played an additional card. So I think Nevakanezah beating out the 7 with a 9, choosing to activate Shrine. And both cards back to the bottom of the deck.
And then did you get
Alright. And 2 lore.
two influence?
Or 2 influence.
Influence, yeah.
Ooh.
Yep.
This is what happens when
Nice
you
little-
hit
One for
8 hours of streaming the Old King's Crown in a single day. I'm gonna close my eyes and just see Titus.
I know, I've never won my Herald Region.
Just mean mugging me right here.
Top region, 51.
Yeah, there we go. Wow. Big slug.
Yeah, and ooh,
26.
yeah. So as expected, there is an eliminate.
Yeah.
And
For me,
yeah, Munch putting a storyteller up there to try and contest it, but now I think we'll lose both the storyteller and
let's play.
we'll at
Well, you
least
can
lose the
flank
storyteller.
out Gaul.
Oh, it can move again.
Yeah, but I think that the heir
That's brutal.
is in the middle region for Uprising, so that's also going to get eliminated.
Yeah, I think you're right. There probably is nowhere to run.
And they're all just running into that trap. So Munch actually on clan still actually takes down the top region
And that,
because of the invulnerable and the 2 supporters he has there.
Alright.
Yeah,
Yep.
Eyes.
this also does.
actually because of that eliminate, he doesn't get to use
Vulnerable.
It's in
Oh.
the extra effect from having the most active cards at School of the Storms.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
Yeah. So it's all good. Never mind.
Yeah, that's good. That worked out for him.
Yeah, so not that much efficacy on School of the Storms here actually.
my.
Being foiled by the School of the Streets play.
I will take Wilderness.
That's true, because you're saying they're tied on cards, so he's not going to get the lore,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah, because of the eliminate.
I get.
He's also not going to be probably make use of it in the Plateau as well, because I'm betting that Uprising has placed their heir there.
For having the most
Yeah.
supporters, I get 1 influence. Alright. Final region.
And yeah, that's got to be the heir. There we
Yeah,
go.
it's the heir.
You called it. And then ambush, though.
Oh wait. Ah.
Doesn't matter because the heir is not susceptible to
Oh,
follow
I always
it.
forget. I always get this mixed up with Assassin's Guild. Yeah,
Ah.
that's a big play. Nice job, Nevakanezah. Nice
That
job.
was really good for Nevakanezah actually.
Well,
It
except
was an amazing play, especially with a great counter to School of the Storms here.
This man plays crows. This man plays crows.
do I
Oh,
even, even
sorry.
single thing?
So this is definitely a win for Uprising here. Pretty nice.
Not that it'll.
Yeah, and like you were saying, neutralizing the School of the Storms pretty effectively.
All that character profiling I did paid off. They were like, he's probably gonna use his.
Yeah, Munch is gonna lose access to both,
I'm like, nah,
to also his heir after this round.
the fuck
I
is-
think now he's really kicking himself for choosing to burn
Gee.
Sword Toughness instead of one of the other cards.
Yeah.
Because yeah, his heir would end up in his discard pile as well.
Good. Pretty good.
Now,
Good news for him is he does have Mysterious Benefactor, which prevents him from attritioning this round. Pretty much for essentially for the rest of the game at the way it's going.
Yep.
Yeah, really a big win for Uprising here. Really
Yeah.
nice plays from Nevakanezah.
Oh, whoops.
Bringing him up to actually 3 lore.
new addition to my hand.
Whoops. Sorry. Put it all.
Did someone give Nev a card?
I think so.
Okay, so 20. Yeah, there's no way I can beat 20 with that move.
Well,
That's-
the 20 is gonna go away. You're up against the 10 eliminate.
10 eliminate? Wait, how's
Yep,
the 20 gonna
10
go?
has
Oh, right.
And he's got 12 here.
He's
That's
got
the reason they call it School of the Stab. Or at least that's what I call it. Yeah, this is good. This is what you want to see as an Uprising player.
Potentially win this, but
Yeah.
more invulnerable stuff.
It's too bad his Herald's not there.
I think. I was thinking about.
I mean, he did already get his Herald's efficient use out of his Herald anyway.
Yeah, but he could have stolen.
I didn't realize that that was deadly. That sucks.
Yeah, I think most likely Gathering's going to retreat from this region anyway, and I think Munch only moved it down, profit away just for the fun of it.
That's true.
So
Yeah,
probably
he wouldn't have
gone
had
for
to.
steal anyway.
That's-
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put this one back in my hand again.
It's probably not a bad idea.
So just retreating.
That
Makes sense.
Supporters and Herald as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
7.
Yeah.
Him know, letting Lord Bot know that he can retreat his Herald and the 2 supporters, so at least not total loss on resources there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, the Herald doesn't really matter, but getting the supporters back definitely makes sense. I mean, could he have used School of the Stars there to ambush in a follower? Yeah. Although that wouldn't.
The
Oh,
follower
that's
doesn't
right.
matter.
It wouldn't have
Yes.
done anything.
Who currently has,
Not the same as, yeah.
Yeah.
This is gonna go here.
Wouldn't have done anything.
who currently has the turn? 7?
I don't have it.
So that's 4 eliminations, was it?
yes, but this only triggers.
Actually was a play that he could have done there to actually win the clash, but I don't think it was worth it at that stage.
Mm-hmm. What would that have been?
Otherwise, it'd
So
be
he could have ambushed in no, he could have used School of the Stars to pull in his agent into the
Mm.
region. And swapped and then use Out Beyond the Lights, swap the ruse and the War Machine. So now he would have 5 invulnerable there, but his agent would eliminate everything else that was there.
Yeah.
regular.
That would have been a big commit, though. I agree.
Yeah. And I think it wouldn't have been worth it. So just, cool plays I like to talk about in Gathering that you can really do with the kit. And people don't always see it coming.
And because
Yeah,
I gained
Gathering Kit is definitely the one I'm least familiar with, so I'm happy that you have you commentating here with me because I don't actually know them very well.
They can do some really tricky stuff.
Mhm.
Just need to pay a little bit of attention.
this to operate.
I think Gathering is not in the best spot right now because they only have 7 cards left in the deck.
5 and
Um,
5s.
I know.
Will be attritioning this round.
More than I thought I would.
You left.
Pretty surprisingly, everybody's still on 6 hand size, so nobody's attrition so far.
Correct. That's true.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised by
I think
that,
that will
given all
change
the eliminates
this
we've seen.
Don't worry.
Oh. What changed with this round though?
Math's not your strong suit. Don't think about it.
So is Nevakanezah gonna take the Kingdom's favor, you think, or Battlefield?
Yeah.
I think Kingdom's Favor makes quite a bit of sense here, especially if he's setting up to maybe get Guerrilla Fighters and some nice cards.
Yeah.
I think you can still get a decent amount of use of it because I think from round 4 and round 5 onwards, or round 4 and round 5, people will start contesting Battlefield more than they will Harvest Field.
Yeah.
So essentially, if you take the Kingdom's Favor now, I think you hold on to it for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I think that you are very right. Yeah, I mean, I think he took the one oh that was from School of the Streets. Wait,
That's
is
some
it?
skill on the
Yeah,
streets,
it's
yeah.
gain 1 and.
It was on the streets, and he chose to immediately buy Black Power Deploy. So I think he's entirely giving up the Guerrilla Fighters route. Yep, and smartly chooses to take the Kingdom's Favor here.
Yeah.
I think makes a lot of sense. 9 clans from it, and I think nobody would really contest it anymore for the rest of the game.
Yep.
So,
Battlefield's
really
just
nice
too
place.
tempting.
Pop that up there.
At this point, it's just an influence race.
Place one more. Maybe someday I'll trigger that.
And I think actually 7 is pulling a little bit ahead, or has snuck under the radar here, because he manages to keep all of the cards that he governed with the Queen from long ago
Mm-hmm.
in the core this round because nobody actually claimed Castle.
Yeah.
So he's gonna have a total of 5 votes in the councils in total.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a big autumn for him. for sure.
Yeah.
We'll see what he does.
And he actually puts 3 markers onto Harvest Field, which triggers it and actually steals
Oh, that's
favor
brutal.
back away from Uprising. I completely missed that. So actually, it might have made a bit more sense for Nevakanezah to just take Battlefield there.
Yeah, that is rough. Oh my
I
gosh.
completely missed that.
Gain 3 lore. And now here's a tricky one.
So 7 now up to 3 law after winning with their merchant. So
Merchant
thinking
journey.
about what
Yeah.
to buy.
Probably. I would do bank, honestly.
I would do Guild Wall actually. I think Guild Wall.
Buy that.
I would do Guild Wall as well because I think at this point, since you have 2 votes on Council of Relics, you really want to push for the end game and push just for brute strength.
Just to continue castle lockdown kind of attempt.
That's one option, but I think also potentially going into Battlefield just on Plateau. But I think castle lockdown is also possible here, and you can just move the high court over to Council of Hosts to have the most votes there, and just take back 3 supporters. So
Yeah.
supporter game's also really strong.
So if he puts the card here, he would get to deploy it for 2 turns, right? He would get to put 2 influence on it because he has his supporters here.
Oh, wait, hang
Yeah, but I don't think it matters anymore at this stage because we only have 3 turns left in the game, or 2 more rounds left in the game, so it doesn't matter whether he has 1 or 2, or whether it's 6 for a round for 1 or 2 rounds. Because I would imagine that if he
you're right.
once it's just
Well, no,
once
because
high court moves over.
no, it will matter because we have 2 rounds left.
Wait, will it matter?
Yeah, but he would always just place supporters that he gets back from the high court this round to the region where Guild of War is in next round, just to guarantee that you do win the region.
That's fair, but now he doesn't have to. He's given himself a little more flexibility.
I guess so, yeah.
Where is this going?
And I think with martial law, you have pretty much good lockdown on those regions. So
Yeah, he never
At least he
burned
knows that
Marshall,
no
right?
combination
Because he burned
ever
Royal
goes.
Seal.
yeah, he would have pretty much really nice control over the plateau or wherever he chose to put his Guild of War. But that's also a really important placement.
I mean, he's probably just going to mercilessly go for Battlefield then. That's what it feels like.
I think so.
I think the order we do this.
Nothing else to really go for otherwise. I think what he really needs to do here is try and cash out on. Oh, I think 7 has passed his turn, so actually he completely forgot about moving the High Court over to Council of Oaths to try and double dip on the councils.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Interesting. Okay. Like, he just completely missed that, I think.
Should we let him know?
Which gives me
I mean, he's a veteran player.
That's true.
both.
We'll have
Gotta
more
step in too
mercy
much.
on Nevakanezah and Lord of the Board.
Huh? Don't want to step in too much into players. Right, so here comes a Moonshine Cove activation. And the Oak King Spear with a 1-strength follower. I think that is very dangerous,
Yeah, what?
in my opinion.
Oh my god.
That-
Amazing.
That's just gonna immediately get stolen, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Wait, I need to step in on this one. Wait a second. Because he can't actually do that.
Sorry, wrong one. That one. Then we use Clockwork Messengers to swap this guy with.
Sorry, can I cut in for a little bit?
Sure.
Never. In order to use Moonshine Cove, action, you have to acquire with a captain or a champion. So you can't acquire with
Oh,
a
you're
1
right.
or 0.
You're right. You're right. Now that I've shown half my hand to everyone.
Hey, it's okay, man. At least I can see it now.
It's okay. You'll never know how I'm going to misplay it.
So
yeah.
he managed to catch that in time.
Do none of that.
Okay, so it seems like he doesn't actually have a captain or a champion in his hand.
Yeah,
Oh.
we can. If I do Clockwork Messengers first,
You can call messengers into that, yep, exactly. And then
then I can take the Kingdom card with him.
use a 7 to exactly. Yeah. Oh, so cargo passengers coming in really nice for uprising here. Able to swap the card in his hand with the captain that he had in Council of Wolves, and subsequently using the captain that he took back to acquire a kingdom card with Moonshine Cove.
Perhaps an underrated card ad for all. I mean, something with like 2 activations is nice, but it really does just feel like Kirkland brand hidden lanes sometimes. I'll be honest.
Council of Oaths.
Hopefully he does remember to activate Council of Wolves here, because he does get 4 supporters back. from
Yeah,
Council of
that's
Wolves.
huge.
Yep, I think
Yeah,
he
he's
realized
doing it.
Yeah, nice.
He's on it.
Oh, really nice play. Yeah. Indicate coming in really nice here.
And put another token with the vote in Council.
Bringer of the Word going another round uncontested here.
There we go.
I will be
Did
honest,
you pick up
as
Black
much
Water?
as I have deep respect for Lord of the Board, I don't think Gathering needs to be policed right now. They haven't scored a single
Yeah.
point. You know what I mean?
I think he's had a pretty rough game.
Yeah, I mean, it's just tough when the thing will not load. So hopefully we can get that fixed on the next one.
Another one. Oh no.
Okay, I
Feel
couldn't
that-
I
resist.
think he's also forgotten to use Smuggler's Pass onto one of the other clashes that he was in, that he can just pull back the card for free. He wasn't winning anyway.
Okay, so here's what I want to do. It's my turn. It's autumn time. It's time to do some stuff. And I had a plan, and I still have it now. Here it is. Ritual sacrifice.
Ooh. He's putting off Ritual Sacrifice here.
I can move up to 3 of my cards that are active and/or.
This will be very scary because he does not have a lot of cards left to deck, and there's still 2 more rounds to go.
Yeah, let's see what he does.
Bad boys. Over to the lost pile. I don't know if this is a smart move, but we're gonna do it. I'm also gonna move this guy to the lost pile.
Hmm.
All right.
I guess that explains why he didn't use Smuggler's Pass.
And
He
then
still also has enough Iron Gear.
for each moved this way. That's 3. And then I may move a card from my discard pile to my hand. So I'll take the fox in here. Okay, so that's that. I guess I can keep it flipped up if you guys were reading that, but I feel like I played that right.
Uh-huh.
Okay, cool. Then I gained some lore, some
He
juicy
picks up Ritual of the Tooth here, I think.
of the tooth.
Yep.
Yep, there we
He has
go.
quite a bit of fuel left in his lost pile, so definitely a very strong card to pick up here.
Yeah, Tooth could do some scary stuff here.
In the dots here, and I was like, that
Yeah.
seems really good, right?
Actually does not attrition this round because he has a full hand in it, a full grip in his hand.
All that to say, I'm still going. This is my
Let this man cook. Let him cook.
influence, but it will be.
What does it look like to you that Lord of Board's hand,
So
the
this
third
is-
card from the left, is slightly smaller than everything else?
This happens again, right? So I
It's
can play
it is
another-
slightly misaligned, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's sure it's fine.
Okay, well,
I love that.
hopefully that's fine. Yeah.
Seems
Yeah,
really
you get to
nice.
resolve them in whatever order you want.
The word.
Right.
Word.
So I think I'm gonna put it.
Gathering actually still has all of their tactics. Oh well, aside from Ritual Sacrifice that was just used this round, they have Scope the Storms, they have Out Beyond the Lights, they have Moonlit Forages, which they can actually use now if he wants to for Sword That Slept.
Yep.
So I would say the Gathering potentially has a way back into this game if he plays his cards right.
Yeah, so that's kind of useless.
Alright, you can do this one.
Oh, I can bring it from the front back in.
Yeah.
Back
Oh,
from the grave.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, thank you.
He hasn't journeyed or governed this round.
Appreciate all the
He
help.
has a full grip, so
Yeah.
Over here, these 2. So I get to put 2 markers. If I'm correct. So I'm gonna put those here.
Alright, so he's building up on Wilderness.
And I have not journeyed yet.
There you go. Here's the journey.
So. Oh, jeez. No, that's crazy. Never mind. Yo, there's a lot to this game. Oh my gosh, my head. Oh.
yes, there is Lord of the Board. Yes, there is.
This felt
Oh, okay. So still has his merchant in his hand.
Yeah.
He's journeying with it now to get to lore.
That could be a door in the
Question is, what
night.
is he choosing to buy? Could be Dawn of Night, could be Maskmaker. I think I like both of those plays. I think I like Dawn of Night a bit less because of the fact that I know Martial Law is still in play.
Yeah.
I'm less incentivized to pick up Dawn of Night.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard for him to contest up here, even with Door in the Night.
It doesn't really have much cards. Yeah, it doesn't have much cards either, so it would be a bit tough. I think I would go for Maskmaker here just for strength.
Thank you for the follow, Bad Optics. Hope you're enjoying the game.
Something even more potent about Maskmaker is that he can use Maskmaker to actually steal the Oaking Spear from Nevakanezah.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Or that I just got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I am just gonna buy the Mask Maker.
Yep, I like to play.
It's gonna go out by a lot. And then I don't.
It's still Govern as well.
Yeah.
Govern with a card and then use Unearthed Iron Gear to pull back the 9 on the stack. And I just want to highlight, look at the stack. That's a beautiful piece of art.
That seemed like.
One of my favorites from Gathering, 100%.
Oh, I can take an active card back into my hand. So I was gonna take this because of this ability, right?
Yep.
So I can actually take this one back right here. That's pretty
It
cool.
will go, since you're over, it will go onto the top of your draw pile.
Really? Okay, that's sweet. Interesting. Interesting. All right. We'll take that there, and then I think that is now it. It's like way too late for any of this stuff, but I feel like that's what I should have done maybe like somewhere earlier.
No,
But-
We'll see what he's able to do. I'm very interested to see.
Ongoing learning process.
Yeah, I'm getting it.
Do you want to help
Yeah,
load
I
up
got
the
it.
Great Road? Because I think, yeah.
thank you, Jaffles, for doing the influence.
Signet? Okay, so I think a bit late for this.
Yeah, Signet's kind of meh.
But that's useful now, especially into round 4. Definitely looking at every other card on that row though. Ruined Citadel, Hidden Lane, Sons of Horn, all these very powerful cards.
Yeah.
Um,
Swan Song.
Yeah.
I would. Oh, or Ruined. Yeah, no one took Ruined Citadel.
Oh, right. You discard.
and it still continues to blow my mind how that card has actually remained on the roll.
What?
I've never seen a card. I've never seen Ruined Citadel remain on a roll before.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So
It's just never happened.
that's crazy.
All right.
It's just a free win. You know? It's like it's just a free win.
Yeah, basically it's a free win. I think actually Lordaboard
looking at
can
it.
potentially use
Really powerful cards in here.
11
Right.
or the Maskmaker to try and bid for that if you wanted to.
Oh,
I'm curious to see how this will go. I think there'll be a big battle on the battlefield here.
Yeah. Completely agree.
How good do people think Signet is? Because
And I just want to highlight again that Night Raids is still in play.
Shit. Yeah. How
So-
many cards does Nev have occupied at this point?
Increase your hand size by 1.
Ooh.
Whenever you
I mean, it's
Two.
good.
And that could turn into 3.
gain
Imagine that
1. Well,
if the players can afford to, the Oaking Spear would be stolen this round.
just go back down to where you were before, right?
Yeah.
I guess. But you're
So
subject to other
curious to see how this will go.
when that happens.
Imagine that one of them will be stolen, but I think Nevakanezah, if one of the cards is stolen, I think Nevakanezah would still be really happy with any of the cards that he could get on the roll.
Yeah.
Sons of Horn is really good, Hidden Lanes is really good, Ruined Citadel is really good. So even if, Oaking Spear gets stolen, I think he's really happy about it.
Yeah.
Still be really okay with it.
Asking the tough questions at me.
He's still quite a fair bit ahead in terms of influence going to round 4, but I think other players are in a pretty good position to try and capitalize.
I mean, I think we're
What
gonna
a-
see
what a-
like 3 to 5 influence swings, especially with how heralds go.
Yeah. Was quite a weak round from clans last round, so
Yeah.
it's a really big play from Uprising.
No, I mean, Nev punched him in the face. I'll be honest. He
Yeah.
did it.
A kingdom
Stabbed him in the face more like, but
Heard and agreed.
has to be greater. Okay. Thank you.
right, players have picked up their bits.
Like I'm not fully set on that choice. One second.
Looks like Lord of the Board might still be considering it.
Having some second thoughts.
Okay. Yep, I'm good.
3, 2, 1.
Let's see.
All right,
So,
yeah,
wow.
big bid.
Okay. Wow, these are very big bids, very similar bids. I think multiple players here are gunning for King Spear. Oh, he
He's
takes
stealing
Forgotten
Forgotten Palace. Interesting.
And then with
Wow.
that, I'm a,
Really?
I have to. Can I get this card back into my hand when I
Yes. So first you
punch out
bump
now?
one,
I didn't expect that play actually.
and then whichever one you bump out goes away.
So what? Just toast foragers at this point, I guess.
I'll just do that.
And
I
that's.
guess.
It's not enough.
Still
to
wouldn't be enough
get-
to buy Ritual of the Eye.
Yeah.
All right, all good.
Okay.
I will take.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, Ritual.
I will
Just so surprised that it didn't get taken last round. I'm still shocked actually.
Yeah. Me too.
put up here.
Yeah, okay. And also goes to the Highlands. I think he had a pretty strong point of contesting the Plateau if he chose to put it there.
I mean, I just keep being wrong, but I was really expecting it to go into the Plateau. People just fight over Battlefield.
But maybe I'm just a bit afraid of martial law.
Yeah,
Neb's turn.
that is a great point.
Oh, right, turn order.
I mean,
Although,
you need a lot
do
of
you
strength to
really
actually win
need
that, actually.
to be able to ambush? I mean, if you have Ruined Citadel, just
Yeah,
put a
probably
strong
not.
card.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, even with the Gilded Wall and let's say Ability Plate's the strongest card, they would need at least 20 strength to beat your air if it's there. So, be surprised by that.
Yeah,
Yes.
me too.
Well, I guess Munch is on 2 law, so maybe he's trying to go for Rider's play somehow.
Riders play
Final
for
round.
last round. Yeah, could
Could be,
be.
yeah.
Could definitely see that happen.
So I think now it's up to Nevakanezah because they have Nevakanezah and Adam.
Swan Song's a great
7 are
pickup for
same
Nev.
height.
Will he
Oh,
lose Spear
and
though?
Now
Cool. I'm
I think he'll lose Spear here because yeah, he definitely
Yeah.
loses Spear here.
Yeah.
I think that was also a heads up play from Nobility for 2
Absolutely the right
reasons.
call
One,
from
Spear is
7.
really good.
and then
Yeah, and Night Rays would have discarded 3 cards from everybody's hands if that remained in play.
Yeah, no, that would have been gnarly because he could have just ambushed something in, given it deadly, night raided. Oh, no, no fun allowed.
Night Rays is still really potent this round actually.
Oh, you can choose to do that when you only have one?
Okay, so choosing to replace it. One they get rid of.
oh, all right.
Innkeeper, yeah, Innkeeper.
All right, what's the new flop?
Nothing
Blue
that
Hour
interesting
is
for the
actually
final round.
kind of spicy, but now it's too late.
It's too late, I think. I think
Yeah.
all of these cards don't really have that big an impact on the final round.
Yeah,
So I think this might be the bigger round of everything.
yeah.
I'm curious to see what Lord of the Board decides to do with Forgotten Palace.
I really think he's
Should
just
be
gonna torch Moonlit.
Moonlit is so strong in going to the final round because you have so many good hits. You have Hidden Lanes, you have Slot That Slept, you have Ruined Citadel that's in the discard pile.
Yeah, it's
Really,
fair,
really good
but...
stuff.
All right, I'm gonna sort these into the actual final cards. I don't know why. Are these not stackable?
Could be stackable, yeah.
That was bothering me.
Well, I would say there's gonna be like 3 hits out of 9 cards that's gonna be there. So
Yeah, if you draw 5, it's or is it 4? Is it 4?
it's 5, yeah.
Yeah, it's 5. Okay.
It's 5, and there's gonna be Old King Spear potentially in there as well if Nobility decides to use it this round. So
Yeah.
I definitely went for Moonlight Fortress here.
Oh, gosh.
The Fortress is gonna be really potent going to the final round.
Yeah. All right. What
I think
is
unless you got really unlucky.
what is 7 do?
So
7 put his
Oh,
thing
so-
up there
then we put his Herald into the region where
with Ruined
Lance
Citadel.
has Ruined Citadel.
That's a
I'm really
gamer
curious about
move.
his play.
That's an absolute gamer move right there.
I think he's really thinking that Old King Spear would be able to take it down.
Here in the battlefield again.
I mean, he does have Invulnerable with air, and
Yeah.
he does have Deadly.
The right choice because I don't think
Maybe that's enough. I'm not sure.
I'm there. We'll see.
I mean, what's in play? I mean, is a War Machine.
I'm just trying to get some influence, man.
Aren't we all? In this economy?
Is it really so hard?
I'm really curious about this one.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa. Oh man, we missed the window for supporters, didn't we?
No, that's coming up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank.
I
Oh,
still haven't fully internalized that one either.
Yeah, so that one goes right before. Okay, so we place the cards, then we do spring. Got it. Then we do the whole thing. Okay, so cards, then supporters. Got it. Okay.
I wonder if Seven is trying to split up his resources to try and win both the Highlands and the Plateau at the same time.
Okay.
He's already chosen to deploy
Yeah.
Good Wall there, so we'll have at least Good Wall there for 2 rounds.
I mean, we're definitely gonna see martial law, right? There's just no point in not.
Yeah, there's no reason not to. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no reason not to.
Wait a second.
I wonder if Adam or Seven forgetting the 3 potential supporters he could have gotten by moving High Court over my custom.
Yeah, that
I think the strength, every strength
unfortunately is a
matters here.
pretty big blunder. I agree.
I think I need to pass my turn for something.
Everyone happy with their placement though?
Pretty much the main point of High Court anyway. And I think he could have also decided to
So I have
move High Court over to Council of Relics to try and play for 4 influence gain on the Herald reward.
Right?
Something
Might
that
as
can really
well.
help him catch up to plans. Yeah,
All right, let's see
he
what
just
Munch
completely
does.
forgot to use it.
Here.
That makes sense. I think this pretty much insulates Munch from even Oaking's Spear as a play.
Yeah.
That's it. Oh, I guess I have a third one lying around.
So you could have like a War Machine,
Yeah, I'll pop the third one.
which is 7 invulnerable strength. Oh, now it's 8 invulnerable strength, and I don't think 7 can really have 16 strength.
Yeah, there's
test
no
that.
way. I mean, I guess you can Innkeeper and see what's going on there, but
He got rid of the Innkeeper actually.
oh, that's right.
Placed it with Oaking's Spear.
Nev, how much
Yeah, this is.
invisible influence do I have to give you to just
I'm curious to see how he thinks he can win this.
just do something else with your time? I don't know. Just
I mean, look.
go away.
If you bribe me in public, it's just advanced table talk.
I mean, true.
I think Table Talk is really part of Oaking's Tron.
Not in the same way as Root,
God.
for sure.
Down is with that's for sure, yeah.
Hang on, what am I doing?
'Cause your choices are much less targeted at different players.
Invulnerable. I will activate martial law on here. And now
Hope 7 is not just getting his
no one can add.
Herald stolen from by placing in the top region, or maybe he just completely forgot about Ruined Citadel.
So you mean adding?
Yeah, I don't know. I think we'll have to see. But I don't see a way in which he wins that top region at this point.
Yeah, I think if Munch just decides to put a follower or any card with Invulnerable there, it's impossible to win that region.
Cool. And
Why do you care so much about that?
The only effect that does not apply to that is a little counterintuitive is the tooth. You want to use the tooth effect to make it Frankenstein something that still works because it's not. You're not technically
Not like adding a card.
You're like Frankenstein.
I see. So another question. That's only cards, so supporters can still be placed there.
Yep.
Okay.
Here come the supporters.
Okay.
And then
Oldboard really going all in on the battlefield here.
That will also not work.
got it. Okay. That makes sense. Okay.
Very nasty tactic.
Nasty.
With that, all spring actions should be done. Although I think Lord Boy has forgotten to use Forgotten Palace.
True.
Yeah. Oh, the irony.
Okay. So what we're gonna do here is, I think that's all I'm gonna do. See how this goes.
Okay.
Oh, it's me.
I probably just completely skipped out on that.
Yes, that's the Gathering's whole strategy, right? They have to play from behind. So we've
So
been
you do it.
watching. Yep, we've been watching.
I mean, you do have all those tactics still available too.
True,
Yep.
true. I got a lot of them.
And I did kill some of your good stuff.
True. Trying to figure out what I'm doing here. I don't know. You know what? I think we'll just.
Start with that. Well, it's not like people can flank in anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter.
Could flank into the highlands, so
That's true.
maybe this does matter for Munch a little bit.
Yeah, or
Right.
Adam. Probably more likely for Munch though.
See. Okay, so we have 13 invulnerable strength from
It was.
Adam or 7 into the plateau.
Give my
Yep. Now we're gonna see that air get the hell out of there.
that tactic
Mhm.
away.
Yeah, and I think now there's definitely no way that
Uh,
7 can win the highlands.
Yeah. No, they'll just flank up. Munch will just flank his air up there, and there's no way. That's good for Munch though. That seal could really make a big difference.
Is there a way that I think Lord could win this clash actually?
Yeah, depending on what he chooses to pull in.
Why?
This will be a big decision for him.
What's actually in the lost part, because I can't actually see it from my perspective. If he has like a 9, actually wins it. His 9 is on the top of his
He
deck.
has a
With an 8 off
7. He has a 7.
I had in mind.
7's his highest
7
value
is-
car.
No.
7 actually wins him the clash.
Yeah.
With which one?
7 wins him the clash. He has 3 supports there.
Little
The last
rat
one
bastards.
taken.
The most.
Because I think 7 has already passed on the actions.
Technicality.
Let's
Oh, no,
see.
what is that?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, 7 has passed on the action, so you can actually take the 7 and be up to 15 strength.
Therefore, this thing doesn't work.
If only I was in last place, then I could see what Sam was going to do.
Yeah,
If he brings in his 7, I lose.
Do it.
I think
That thing.
7 is already catching on to that.
But I need to win up here.
Yeah,
I
this
just need to bring in the 7.
if 7 loses this, yeah, I feel like he might be cooked.
Yeah, I think so as well.
that
Yeah.
that is the challenge of trying to split
So he'll
your resources between 2 regions, especially in a 4-player game where stuff like this happens.
If you don't use the spear, then yeah, you lose.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, 7 hasn't passed yet. Okay, so 7's deciding. Okay, now he's passed.
I need to save it for the top row.
Yeah, 7 hadn't passed yet, yeah.
You can.
I think now,
So I was getting.
yeah, Lord the board definitely
Gonna burn this.
just to take the 7.
And that would put me at 15 by my calculations. Where did that 7 go?
I'll pull
Yeah,
it out for him.
which of the 2 for you coming in clutch here?
Okay. So
And
burn. I
Lord the board still has Unnerved Iron Gear, which means he does have access to Rich of the Tooth again for next round.
crisp.
Yep.
So that would make me a 15, right? So I won.
Yes.
Nice, yeah. Really nice play.
Hey, you're on
Heck
the board now.
yeah! The first time. Let's go.
On the board.
Everyone clap for Lord of the Board.
So yeah, because then I'm the battlefield, so that gets me. So do I have to do anything? I just have to get myself that 3.
Nice.
Cool.
All right. So
I
that's
think even if 7 had decided to use Oaking Spear here, Lord the board still had the option to take the flank card onto to consume and Frankenstein the flank card that he has in the Lost Pile to give the Roach of the Two flank to flank out of it anyway. So
That's a great point. I love losing my flank card for that exact reason. I feel like putting flank on
Yeah.
this is so gnarly.
I think Punch is also in a really weird position here because he can't flank the 10 up. Because if he does, Lord of the Board can use Out Beyond the Light to actually swap Bridge of the Tooth, which is currently a 12, to 11.
Yeah.
He just can't do that anyway because the Mask Maker is still there.
Just small.
He's ambushing something in, and I think
A small child.
Is it? What is it gonna be?
Do
Black powder ploy?
Black powder is
Of the
feeling
ambush?
correct. Yeah. So Munch is just gonna
I think it's
run.
black powder ploy.
Go, my child soldier.
But Munch didn't have the chance to run anymore because he was first player.
Oh man, yeah, I guess he didn't think about it.
Wow.
Wow.
That-
Nev played bomb. The man played bomb.
Actually, because of that, Gathering has won the clash.
this one will go to my discard pile since it has
That one
the.
does not get
It
a
wouldn't get eliminated because it's not a because it's not a captain on air.
Oh, crowns and cups. Oh, Nev,
Wow.
I'm clapping. I'm clapping.
little man. Oh, oh, I could kiss you on the mouth. Are you telling
Well, I
me
am
that was-
delicious.
Wow. Okay.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Tell me it ain't so.
It is.
That's crazy.
Actually, with this play, he can activate
Well,
Shrine and put the Mask Maker back on the bottom of his deck. Draw it again.
I mean, I told dude I bought stuff with lore last turn, man. It's the first
Did
time I
you
can do
Have
cool stuff.
your 1-1?
I have already, yes.
1 or 1. Did you grab it?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, you know what I forgot to do this turn?
What?
Which I should have done? Was Night Raids, everyone. But it's far too
Oh.
late.
Out that he could have used Night Raids this round, but
Yeah.
I
he-
think that
I think he
put
should
everyone
have.
in an even more awkward position.
I think he
I
should
d-
have definitely used my
I think it
Raids.
depends.
So that's it.
Could Night Raids next round, and it would really be difficult for every other player to have the roosters anymore.
Choose my.
It basically negates any rules that any other player has for next round.
That's a great point.
I get an influence, but the problem here is I don't know. I wasn't expecting to win this one, so
I think here, Lordboard just shrines,
move up to
activates Shrine, and puts Mask Maker on the bottom of his deck.
Yeah.
So he has 11 for next round as well.
Yeah, or ritual, right?
Right.
He could already pull Ritual back because of Unearthed Iron Gear.
Oh, good point. Great point. Well, okay.
Do I get to put the order?
Yeah.
Well, I guess he is not thinking about that. Or maybe he has something he likes up there.
He's probably gonna draw.
Yeah, maybe something up there. But I think whatever's up there is going to get eliminated because I'm pretty sure 7 is going to use Old King's Spear up there.
Yeah.
And I think the top row is probably an heir on 7's side.
Crazy.
I think, I think whatever's there
Yeah,
is the queen from the row.
Yeah, it's queen.
Oh, come on, man.
Oh, it is ruses everywhere.
What?
Oh my gosh. Shenanigans. All right, let's see how this goes down.
Three ruses. Jeez.
I think that
I'm gonna ambush
7 should just retreat here. I think 7 should just retreat here.
In fact, it's 4 ruses, because I have the horn.
Yeah, just get his ruse or get his herald out of there. Yeah.
Oh, right, it's 1 per round.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way he's winning this clash.
No, there's no way.
Alright, you people. What?
Roots there's just no way, I think.
No.
Well, you...
I think with that,
Shit, so, my...
7 just gonna get kicked out from... Yeah, 7 just gonna get kicked out.
Gonna have to do this.
Oh my gosh. Okay. What?
Really?
All out. Just...
I hope 7 realizes that he has to use Old King's Spear now onto the ruse because if he passes here, then
Wait.
Well, he already
passed already.
passed.
yeah, he doesn't get an opportunity to use it.
Listening.
Always check.
I use
Always check those icons, folks.
card.
Only
Once it's revealed.
You could use the spear on your ruse.
Ugh, okay, fine. I'll give my ruse deadly.
Okay.
But I think all Clans needs to do is put in any card to be vulnerable, and I think he's good here.
Yeah.
I am also going to ambush in.
Wow,
And then
Lord is choosing to ambush in knowing that Old King's Spear is there.
Yeah. What is happening?
So just go to my discard.
What is happening? Is he trying to put something in his lost pile? That's all I can think.
now this is deadly. It is.
I'm not sure.
What? Yeah.
Oh, it's
It's a
deadly now.
Roomba
Okay,
with a
wait one
knife.
sec.
Okay, so now he realizes that may not be a
Yeah.
good play.
Shoot.
Still putting a card in.
Everybody ready?
Interesting.
I am so curious to see what these cards are.
All right.
Queen.
Yeah,
Sure.
so much. It's completely good here on 7 strength.
I'm on 7, you're on 5, and you're on 2, I think. Yeah, it's round it up. Yeah, 2. So I win, and I will take
Nice.
Castle.
Yeah, I think 7 definitely should have just retreated.
Again, huh?
So I steal 1 from Adam over there.
Yep.
I think everybody should have just retreated. There was really no point contesting a region with Ruined Citadel, which hopefully tells players next time don't leave it up there on the row after
Yeah.
for one round.
Ruined Citadel, real freaking good.
After I knew that there was deadly
Castle.
going out.
Refresh my memory. Why is the queen not taking that region?
Because of this. It's
Yes.
There's stuff, but yeah.
Sorry, it's covered by your stuff. That's true.
Munch, you should be on 13 now, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, I think with that
That's-
play, it makes really difficult for other players to actually come back from this game.
Yeah.
And Munch is about to
Herald, 1 for down.
to trigger the castle,
And
knock someone
Yeah.
out of the castle.
Yeah,
I
probably
would
gonna
actually pick one for
clear
Relic
the
here.
central council would be my guess.
yeah,
I would actually kick World Council Relics actually, because that's the main way that you can get influence to really come back. But
Yeah, like a big
there isn't
burst.
really much point kicking everything else from the center. Yeah.
Yeah, the marker.
I mean, what is it really gonna achieve for you if you do that?
Bad.
I mean, you stopped
It,
Wilderness from popping off. Yeah.
Actually, does it bump the bringer markers?
So,
Because like mine specifically says if something would bump your cards, it would bump your marker, but the bringer does not.
Oh
sure.
no, it said so. Jaffles just said that it does not. It only
Put him back.
the only way to get rid of those is to get rid of the bringer. Well, that's
Alright.
cool.
The bringer brings the word, and the bringer removes the word.
Sweet. Well, that's really good. Man, the bringer is a good card to get out early. I've found that is some value.
you're absolutely right, Lord of the Board. Bring of the Word is really good to get out as long as Witch Trial has already been burned.
Making
Yep.
value.
Making some good value right now. Yeah.
I definitely would have kicked cards out of the Council of Relics there, but I guess it does deny the High Court, so
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I would have policed secrets.
Anyone have anything really cool? No.
Alright, so we're in autumn now? Okay. Let's see what Munch does. He is in a really good position. I mean, he's
There
gonna
was
get
actually
night
a-
raided next round.
oh yeah, that's for sure.
So he should probably River Runners to just strip something off Nev and make that sting less.
Honestly, there was a play there that Lord of the Board could really have stuffed
You
Munch there.
Yeah.
I think the players didn't realize. So
my
because I think there's no way Adam was really winning that clash. Oh, sorry, 7 was really winning that clash. So he probably should have just retreated and kept hold onto Old King's Spear.
Agreed.
If that actually happened, Lord of the Board could have done was actually leave the Ritual of the Tooth on the board,
you
would still be at 12 strength, and actually swap it onto the top and swap it with the ruse. You can ambush in a card, then swap the ruse and the Ritual of the Tooth, which retains the strength for the entire round.
boy. The friendship boy.
Yeah. That would have been sick. Actually, that would have been a really cool play.
Yeah.
That's really
Finally, crime that isn't targeting me.
And I'm gonna use the friendship boy.
We might potentially see a 3-card discard from Night Raids next round.
Turn Munch up a little bit.
I'm gonna use the friendship boy to grab Sea Breakers, and I'm going to Journey Sea Breakers.
Yep, churning with that, and I think picking up Raid and Race.
Enough lore to buy Raid and Raids.
Raid and Raise. That's a card I don't use very often, honestly.
Wait, could you pull that out really quick? So
I mean, it's flank and deadly, so I would say it's pretty potent.
Yeah.
Flank and deadly? Oh my god.
Lord of the Board agrees with you.
Okay. Thank you.
But I think Lord of War shouldn't be too concerned about it, to be honest, because he can have a 10 invulnerable onto Ritual of the Tooth next round by consuming the War Machine that he has in the Lost Pile.
Yeah.
He can actually apply it to 2 different clashes just using Out Beyond the Line.
And the dream died.
Yeah.
That's okay though.
Yeah. Man, Out Beyond the Lights is so good.
Yeah, it's really, really amazing, especially in combination with Ritual of the Tooth.
Yeah, I haven't seen the other one that flips it so that the lowest wins get bought so far. I wonder if Tooth is the better card. I mean, you have so much flexibility with it.
Yeah, that seems pretty cool.
Hmm?
I'm gonna go ahead and.
Truth Eye really just exists as a tool that can really flip players on their heads because it can really just sort of dislodge an entrenched position, especially in terms of nobility.
Yeah.
Clans.
It's good against like Castle Lockdown, for sure.
Okay. Rather than do something fun, I'm going to instead grab the Blue Hour Bell.
Blue Hour Bell. Does he have anything good in this one? Yeah, he's got some okay stuff.
And probably just use it immediately.
Just choosing to use Blue Bell immediately.
Yep. Which I guess will make Night Raids less potent. So, it's a decision.
Well, I mean, he still gets the chance to
I guess I get to or
get another Kingdom card before that, so I'm curious about this choice on the use of Blue Hour Bell. I know it prevents him from attritioning, but he has just much better cards in his discard pile than his deck right now because most of the cards in Lost Power, like Followers and the flank card, because he really wants to cycle Black Power Deploy and his Agent, which are currently in his discard pile.
Yeah.
Or will be in his discard pile. So I honestly question the use of Blue Hour Bell here.
correct.
Something I would have chosen to do, I would rather just attrition and then the really powerful cards from my discard pile back into my hand for the final round.
And once more.
Nice play here. Swapping using Clockwork Messengers to swap the captain with the occupying War Machine and now
Yeah.
deploying the War Machine.
Yep.
Interestingly, putting the War Machine onto the lowlands.
I wonder if he just thinks he can win down there because people aren't going to contest it. That's all I can think.
I think so, but I think at this point, he is the main contender against Clans because Clans has such a high lead against everybody else that he needs to just contest that region
Yeah.
and try and steal from people.
Fair play.
Hopefully people need to try and steal against Clans.
I think it needs to happen. I think it
Yeah,
needed
it
to
does-
happen
it
this turn, but here we are.
And I think the other danger is that Clans has Prophet of the Waves, which means I don't think he can actually be stolen from.
To me, that's the
Ugh,
point
you're
to
so
start
right.
there,
You're so right.
Where I don't think they were.
This might not be looking good for the other players here.
Should I just bring them to my hand or?
Was there a question? I'll pop in.
Yeah. Like, was it end of round cleanup that you discarded it, or?
It says Jaffel said back to hand, I think.
Okay. I do not know when.
Hey guys, was there a question?
It occurs to me that my heir is currently sitting in my discard, which presumably I wouldn't have chosen to do.
Is that because it got eliminated?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Then did you forgot to recall it?
Probably. It is the extremely likely outcome.
Yeah, Winter Night is confirming that it looks like you forgot to rally it.
Rally it, yeah.
So shall it be. Sorry for the interruption.
Oh, good.
So,
Bye.
Yeah, probably a little late to undo that. Sorry.
I mean, it's your call as Invigilator. What do you say?
I mean, I certainly don't mind, but I'm chill.
Yeah, I would actually prefer to leave it up to the table, and if y'all can't agree, I'll be an arbiter.
I think you can have it in your hand. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
Okay,
Oh, cool.
All right,
much obliged.
we have chosen kindness. Carry on.
Friendly table here. Yeah, what? I mean, sheesh. Yeah, with all the mistakes I'm sure I've made. Oh, I'll be the last person to say no.
This is just it sucks so much.
Ability has picked up Viceroy, which is an 11 strength champion. So
Mhm.
setting up for nice strength going to the final round.
Ooh, okay.
And now let's see what Gathering can do.
Autumn time. Autumn season.
Still all tactics live. I'm not sure it's that simple to make up for 9 influence in gap, unless you choose to govern with a high vote card into Council of Relics.
Yeah,
Journey.
sounds like he's gonna journey.
I'm going to journey.
You want to help refill the
Yeah, I got it.
Great Road?
For 1 lore.
Oh, prototype sim. That's
Ooh, okay.
That's
so I think
big.
does that matter here?
I
Might.
feel like yes. Getting an invulnerable could be huge on this last round.
Marker with my bring.
I think honestly, if I was Nevakanezah there, I would have probably taken Emboldened Brigands and that people are just stealing left and right next round.
Yeah. Yeah, and just get some free income
So
from
it does
that.
give you quite a bit of just get some influence because I think that's the main way you can get a really big source of influence. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a great call out.
Here.
So Gathering is now
And then
we're gonna activate Wilderness here.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because of the Council of Secrets, which actually does get him 1 law.
Let's store in the night, right? He doesn't have that yet.
the last one.
He doesn't have that, but he could still get it with Forgotten Palace. He still has with his heir.
And then
He could even choose to take Ritual of the Eye next round. If he does use Forgotten Palace to burn an unexhausted tactic.
I'm gonna pop this one by placing 1 marker. And then I'm gonna put another marker on this one, I guess. Doesn't really matter.
I would do.
Doris and Knight, I think Doris and Knight doesn't really do much next round because we know that Uprising still has night rates.
Yeah, it's gotta be harvest.
And then put another one down. Okay. Then I'm gonna journey with a card that is active. So I was gonna journey with this one. For another lore.
Getting another law. Nice.
Yeah.
Interesting
we'll
thing he could have done
see-
there would be to
I think we'll see a pickup of Door in the Night.
Think that's
might, yeah.
Or not. No?
Using not to. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's everything I can do.
It'd be funny there if he could choose to actually journey with. He could have chosen to journey with the Ruse and given another target for Ritual of the Tooth.
I thought you weren't allowed to journey with stuff with no lore.
Oh yeah, maybe that might be right. I think I'm mixing it up with using Ritual Sacrifice to move the Ruse into the Lost Pile.
Yeah, I think that's how you have to do it.
I
I think I was
so.
an early pioneer of ruse journeying bullshit, and you guys shut that down.
I think it made more consistent sense to make it such that you can't just randomly put stuff in the Lost Pile.
I mean, yeah, your like scarecrow goes on a journey, Wizard of Oz style.
All the 3, and then I need 1 more, so I just take the discard pile, I assume?
Yep.
And there's only 1 card in there, so got that. Okay.
You would go down.
Lower
1
my
hand
attrition
size.
down. Yep. Cool.
So the discard should be in the deck.
Oh, I wouldn't have actually drawn it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Got it.
You're up, Ruin Citadel. I don't think we want that around for another round.
Yeah. That goes away. It's discarded, right?
Yeah, it's discarded. So 11 cards in the Kingdom discard, and I think there are.
And there's
Oh,
so
half
many
of them
good
are
ones.
slightly
He's
half
got a
of it.
Moonlit. He's got a Moonlit Foragers.
Well, that doesn't reassure me at all.
Oh, but it's so tough. I think he wants to take Ritual of the Eye here, but I don't see how he gets to use it because he takes it up in spring.
Yeah.
God, people have.
And
An
he doesn't have his
ambush.
ruse that we know is on top of his deck.
Worry that
Could he give Tooth an ambush or something? I mean, it's not
God.
a
He doesn't
good
have an ambush in
idea.
the lost pile.
situation.
He doesn't have an ambush in the lost pile.
But we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't understand.
Only ambush is ruse in the base deck.
Night race or not night raids. I mean, we're gonna have to steal from clans.
Mhm.
I probably cannot gain enough influence.
What do we need to steal from them?
From my herald.
Yeah, from his herald.
Yeah.
They realize that they have to steal from clans, but I don't think it's just happening because of the fact that there's Prophet of the Waves.
Yeah. He's just gonna run. He's just gonna run the whole time.
Uprising really just needs to win every single clash, but I don't think he's really set up to do that. I think the only person that's really set up to really win every single clash potentially is Gathering, because they still have all their tactics up and they have a suit of really strong cards in their hand.
Yeah.
Curious to see how this one goes. If he can really Foragers into Ruin Citadel, that guarantees one clash, and potentially have Ritual of the Tooth in another one, and he can use Out Beyond the Lights to swap Ritual of the Tooth into 2 different clashes. Let's see what happens here. Just to see what the bids will be here.
Alright. High bid from Nev. I assume he's taking Prototype Sim.
Okay.
I would imagine so, but I think Emboldened Brigands is also really good here.
I know, you're so
and
right.
I think what Emboldened Brigands does is it gets him vote onto Council of Relics because of the Syndicate.
Oh,
Which does get him an
man.
extra influence if he can manage control of the Herald.
Oh, you're so real for that. Yeah.
There's probably just one right choice.
Yep.
Chooses to protest Simulacrum, which I think is also fair.
The allure of Prototype Sim simply cannot be ignored.
We also impart a denial play from other players to not allow them to get Prototype Simulacrum.
Yeah.
Don't want to give him back. Can get back his 5 there though.
So what?
Actually, could potentially be really strong because he gets to double that on his Herald, and which is another way that he can gain influence. So he can just copy Prophet of the Waves, for example.
Anyway,
Yep.
Look, in the absence of strategy, I must rely on diplomacy.
okay.
I think here you might just choose to take Old King's Signet, just as a way to potentially get 1 extra influence here.
Yeah.
And
Good
if
move.
he has both,
Yeah.
if Seven has both his
Yeah.
Herald and Queen, he can potentially get up to 2 influence here. If I were Lord of the Board, I probably wouldn't take any of these.
Yeah.
Nothing to hunt except for this, which
Just keep a card in hand so that you can use Moonlit Foragers here.
the last
You need a card to sack the Moonlit Foragers anyway.
Yep.
so I should.
Totally agree.
And this is useless for me right now.
Pardon me, just
I think he realizes it, and I think he should also realize that Ashen Dogs doesn't do much.
Yeah.
Cards are removed from the council.
The question is if he remembers he doesn't have to take a card.
Not so good.
It's true.
Now. I mean, wait a second. I guess just in case, if an opponent steals, this card, or whenever a kingdom card is stolen, gain 1. I mean, I don't know. They're probably not going to get stolen. Whenever any of your cards are removed from a council, you may move them to your hand. Whenever you journey with any of your cards, you may move them to the bottom of your deck. Yeah.
Also choosing to pick up Emboldened Brigands.
I don't No.
Yeah, I'll remind him after the game.
Much better.
That is a rule.
There was actually a good choice there, but I don't think there really was.
I don't think there's a good choice here. I'm gonna take the
Okay.
remainder and bump.
And just gets rid of that just to free up the agent back into his hand.
That makes me feel
That's fair. That's nice. Especially without Beyond the Lights.
Next.
Or you could sack it, shuffle.
No more that one.
Okay. Yeah, none of these are that useful on last round, so let's make
Yeah, none of these are useful in the last round. He's right on that.
yeah. But they weren't good for the last round, so I'm fine. Heralds. Alright. Everybody follow me to the
Alright. Battlefield.
No, that would be foolish of me. Everybody follow me to the shrine, I think. No, Necropolis. They're following me to the
Well, we'll see if people take the bait.
no, shrine.
Hopefully not.
No, wait. Oh, there's so many big things. Let's go to the castle.
Okay.
Yep, not taking the bait.
Sound worried? It's because I am.
Yep.
Smart play. Smart play.
So the goal is that we're trying to stop
Oh,
from getting
never mind.
right. So
Navi, you were so close.
I'll go for it.
yeah. Now here's the thing: third in turn order. Now that I know you're going for it, why would I? Right.
Oh, yeah, nobility is now deciding turn on instead.
That's the question. Then you get
Everyone's
still
stuff.
2 influence. Yeah.
Wait. What do you get if you beat there? You steal
steal
from- right.
points.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. That is pretty good, but I don't know if I can beat it. I guess I should try. You know what? Let's make it.
Oh no, everyone's taking the bait.
Let's make it.
Well, our pricing actually still has access to Prototype Simulacrum, so
That's true.
Actually copy
If they
proper weight.
choose to copy.
Or to come in here and get money from everyone.
Get that shmoney.
Kingdom's favor though.
Yeah, I can.
What's the kingdom's favor again?
So if he wins,
Oh.
he could go
Move his
castle.
herald location in the current region. Move up to 2 supporters.
I wasn't thinking about winning. I was thinking more like running away.
I just don't have anything that's going to counter Munch's Deadly. That's the issue.
and I think here they need to place the clash orders such that that region is last, so at least Munch doesn't have an opportunity to move his herald to a location that he can still make use of it and get an extra influence.
Yeah. I know. I feel like actually doing a spread would have been more of a threat.
Yeah.
Give him nowhere to run.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's
Yeah.
Why not?
We'll do it for the stream.
Seems like players are going for a big all-in onto the Highlands, so
Oh, we're getting a stack.
this will be a rumble.
Herald stack.
Yeah, stack them all on top of each other.
Um,
As is. But why do I have to be
I actually think Gathering has a good shot at trying to get a lot of influence here.
Good Herald stack.
I think, yeah, with Ritual of the Tooth and School of the Stars, I think Gathering really has a
Okay, let's
clean shot here.
guys. I have a bad feeling about this.
Not sure if it's 9 influence worth, but let's see.
Do it.
Oh my god, I keep freaking saving these cameras.
Yeah, I think Lord of the Board definitely has to place Ritual of the Tooth up in the final clash.
Yeah, but he has to then guess what nobility is going to resolve last, right?
But I don't think he has a choice here. He just has to place it there because that's probably his best shot at winning the clash.
Yeah.
Binding it with School of the Stars, I think that's really the best shot you have.
Yep.
Let's not forget he still has Moonlit Forages, so
I mean, that could be a total game changer, because he could just he could just pick Ruined Citadel, you know? Like, that could totally change things.
Mhm. I think the problem here is that he may not have a card to occupy with Moonlit Forages because I'm pretty sure it's going to get Night Raided and Uprising is going first in turn order.
Oh, yep. Yep.
But what he would have to do is actually use Forgotten Palace, burn one of his tactics, pick Ritual of the Eye, and use that for Moonlit Forages.
Okay, spring.
Spring.
Bring.
2 supporters.
Yeah, I think 2 supporters in top region.
Only 2 there are.
Yeah, makes sense. That's the least contested region.
Yeah.
Between having 2 war machines in the plateau and choosing to go in the middle region. Okay. Interested to see how this will go because yeah, martial law is still active.
Okay.
That's true. Yeah, martial law gets 2 charges, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're gonna...
So we know that martial law will definitely be active in the plateau here.
Yeah. Yep.
Ever is thinking about its prototype simulacrum activation.
The boys.
I mean, I think he should.
Oh, and actually, it's going to be a night raid for 3 cards.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a night raid for 3 cards. So Munch is going to have a completely empty hand, and I hope he didn't play a ruse. Okay, no, he doesn't have the ruse. It's in his discard pile.
Yep.
Should be good.
I think he copies Prophet. What did he
Is
copy?
he not? Wait, he forgot about it.
Okay, I want to.
He just didn't use it.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Always check your symbols, folks. Always
Just
check
forgot
your
to use
symbols.
Night Raid. I think this gives a lot of the board an opportunity to just immediately pop Moonlit Forages here. No way I just wouldn't do it now.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason not to, other than just forgetting.
Okay, I want to.
To play supporters and definitely will pop Moonlit Forages. Like if he gets Ruined Citadel, I'm pretty sure he just automatically wins the top region.
I know what the third thing was. Fucking
Oh,
night raids.
I haven't done anything yet, so.
So now Nevakanezah.
We're gonna choose kindness again, I
I'm
think.
sitting here trying to remember it because
Yeah.
I've forgotten it like 4 rounds in a row.
Hey, I'm that. I haven't done anything yet, so as long as you guys are okay,
Yeah.
Yes.
go ahead and do it.
Yeah, so Night Raid's going off.
What does it do? What does it do?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it really matters in this case because I don't think any of the players have a ruse because
What the-
yeah, all the ruses are not in play.
But it's hilarious, so
Yeah, this
that's
is
fun.
useless. Like,
Curious to see what a lot of the board has.
Yeah.
funny,
There's an agent. I think a lot of the board there really wanted to use Forgotten Palace to take Dawn and Night and ambush in a card.
Yep.
Rudest thing in the game.
It feels
It
well. I feel like that could feel really bad.
I think here now.
I'd say.
During the Night
I would
only
just-
costs 2, though. He had enough for During the Night.
Terrible memory.
You know what
I,
it
Did yeah.
failed to use it several times.
If you have control of Spy Network, you see a region with any ruses, you know that's the time. You just pull the trigger.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, interesting. So that was it for you, Nev. Then.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going
Optimal or
to
not.
burn a tactics card. I'm gonna burn Out Beyond the Lights
Oh, okay.
to get.
Alright.
Shooting to point out beyond the light.
You get
You
3.
gain 3.
Oh,
I think between School of the Stars and Out Beyond the Lights here, I would have picked School of the Stars here.
It's kind of sad because I'm like, so the Vault Tree, this ability here, that's
Because
if you get just this, or if I get every card.
Every card.
Sad. Okay, so I can't get them both.
because Out Beyond the Light lets you double dip on using Creature of the Tooth
That's cool.
around, which I think is much better than School of the Stars actually.
Yeah.
But
Oh, but
well, I was trying. So
I hope that he catches this and is able to use Moonlit Forages on the eye, on the Ritual of the Eye.
Flash.
right. You would need some source of ambush, right?
Unless I had some sort of ambush, exactly. So then I was thinking, well, this actually would probably be more helpful this final round, the Door in the
Yeah.
Night.
Well, he can buy
It's really
both,
sad.
right?
I
He has
wouldn't
enough
be
to
able
buy both.
use This, but I should have gotten it early.
Not at the moment. He only has 5.
Better for it.
That's 2.
He chooses to buy.
Yeah.
Now he chooses to buy Dawn and Night, which doesn't do anything actually.
Any victory points for just leftover lore, or that's only when you have
Only when it's
everything
empty.
hot, huh? Okay, okay. So you get
Yeah,
This- and he's
skipping
not gonna be able to
Moonlit.
use Moonlit Fortress.
Skipping Moonlit is unfortunate.
Okay, so about that.
Some lessons I think perhaps need to be learned the hard way.
See if we can get a better kingdom card and do the moonlit foragers. Shuffle the kingdom discard face down.
I will go in and let him know.
You don't have any cards in your hand, though.
Oh no, I don't have a card for my hand.
Oh, he knows.
Maybe he realizes and can just backtrack on his buy to choose to buy.
Over the other one.
I think he realizes, yeah.
But I'm
You
not, I
could-
don't think I'm gonna do that.
You could burn this instead.
Oh,
but,
because
I mean-
useless now. So then,
Yeah, buying Dawn and Night doesn't do anything either, so...
yeah, I think I will definitely do that if that's cool with everyone, because I kind of
Yep.
forgot about my hand.
Oh, wow. Cool. I
Thank-
can't believe that
Okay.
Moonlit Fortress has been passed up when there's so many good cards in the Kingdom discard.
Put some yummy support.
Oh, God.
Yum
You,
yum
you
yum.
really do make it sound tantalizing.
Ah,
Hello,
Uh,
hello. All right,
well.
and then I think that is all I was gonna
Run away.
do for springtime.
Run away.
Run away.
what's that card that lets you refresh the tactic munch? Is that Bureau?
Ring.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
The
Furious
the
Ring.
one ring.
If only I had that. Man, that was a mistake.
All right, what can nobility do here?
Do is to just give this
Martial law. Yeah.
martial law, and we are done. So,
I forgot about that. Alright.
and clash markers. I don't. Okay, let's do this one first. Do that one second, and this one last. Cool. Alright, good luck, everybody.
All right, what do you make of this? Can Uprising do it?
Not so. I mean, this is already a lost clash in the first region.
Yep.
So... Actually, Munch already wins this region.
Is that a fake out, or are you actually keeping it there?
Well, that's the question, because he could flank it out, right? So
Am I?
Yeah, because the air doesn't have invulnerable.
Yeah.
I mean, he's first in turn order, so he gets to decide now.
Nobody has invulnerable except for this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Munch just wins the battlefield.
That's neat for him. Wow, Raiden Ray's doing work. Raiden and Raisin.
Keep it. I will use Prophet of the Sun. And it didn't work.
Prophet of
He
the-
might actually get punished here potentially because
Will leave.
can get punished here because Nevakanezah does have Swansong Horn,
with an ambush.
and he has Prophet of access to Prophet of the waves.
Flank up to the top and just give me this win for once.
Not.
And believe Nevakanezah had used Blue Audible to put his 4-strength supporter,
Fuck my actual.
4-strength follower with invulnerable on top of his deck, so he might have drawn into it.
Yep.
Can ambush that in now, move 2 of his supporters and his herald onto battlefield.
Well, you
He does have that play.
Herald.
No, but he can't ambush him because of martial law.
So
Yep.
that wouldn't be it. That
Martial law is locking it down.
Interests.
Oh,
That could have almost been a gamer play.
yeah. I think that's really unfortunate, actually. I think Gathering not having enough supporters to actually threaten School of the Stars on multiple regions is also coming back to bite him.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's jack shit I can do. So we safe house.
that.
I think that pretty much should wrap up this game because Clan's about to get 3 influence up to 16, and I don't think other players can do anything about it.
Happens like none of them win.
Yeah, these get eliminated.
Everything dies.
If 2 deadlies though, like if I put a deadly here,
Oh, they both
would
die.
they kill each other and then whatever's left still remains, or no?
So supporters would still count. If there was anything invulnerable left alive, it would count.
Join the night
Just
to ambush in Cult of Dreams from the discard pile.
got it. Okay.
Could he though?
I am-
It's in the yeah.
Oh, no.
It would prevent clans from winning.
The martial law, I had the friggin' follower for it too.
So I will pick up.
Yeah, so Neva is now saying that he had the play for it to put the follow in.
Still got it, huh? Maybe I should have gone there.
and
like my
move Prophet of the Waves there. But because of martial law, that completely screwed up. Oh, and I guess he can't do that as well because of the martial law. So the martial law actually incidentally giving Munch the game here.
Yeah.
For that spot if I had gone there, you know. For the future, I guess.
My other
See what happens in the top region.
if these tokens were swapped, I would flank this up here and then fight up there.
Ritual of the Tooth coming in. Just to see what Nevakanezah has in hand with this ambush. I think
Well, we know
Gary
it's
should
at
be
least
well
a
set up to
supporter.
win this match.
What you gonna put there, Nev?
What you got there?
So now I can't know what that is until.
If I had to
or
bet,
is it-
Oh. Autobot has to be really careful here because if he chooses to take the stack,
he's gonna stab everyone.
like the
if he chooses to take the stack,
yeah.
Ritual of the Tooth would gain Captain trait.
My ritual.
If this card that's being ambushed is
Black Powder?
I guess it wouldn't be Black Powder Ploy. Yeah, because there wouldn't be any point ambushing Black Powder Ploy since there are 2 champions there. So most likely it seems like an agent.
Call his
In this case, I think a lot of the bots should try and consume War Machine, but he has 13 invulnerable in that region. What I think would make the most sense here.
Yeah.
Could I? Because this is protection from deadly.
So he sees play, but instead of War Machine, just chooses to consume a Fortune Follower.
If I
Mhm.
melt.
Pretty sure he has a War Machine there, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think he does.
Okay, just in case that
Search.
does happen.
Pretty sure he does.
Follower.
And it would,
Yeah, he does. He does have a five strength one.
Invulnerable and follower.
yeah. So it'd counter it, right? So.
Yep, if it's the 8.
Oh,
I
he's
guess he,
worried
yeah, I
about
guess he
an
wants to follow
agent.
the
That's
counter
why.
agent. Yeah,
That
it's
makes
counter the
sense.
agent. But I mean, it doesn't really matter if even if it is an agent.
So. I think I will do that. So I burned this
What do you mean? Why doesn't it matter? Because it would retaliate.
I mean,
out here in the.
yeah, I mean, but retaliating wouldn't matter in this case, right? Because he would still have more than enough strength since he's vulnerable.
Do I
Unf-
Yeah, that's a good point.
Flip. Ooh. So that is 13.
Yeah, and because of that choice, he ties.
Yeah. Oh shoot. Yeah. The 5 would have been the way to go.
And because of the choice, he ties.
I do.
No.
have tied.
Oh.
I guess he would have still lost the tie, but still.
Strength.
I get to rob the poor people. Just like any good capital.
Uprising actually gets quite a bit of influence from this.
That's so sad. I had such powerful cards
3,
in there. to
4. That's
mold
4.
with.
That's a decent swing.
Good work.
I don't think it's enough to catch up to Clan still.
No, I don't
Because
think
that
so
wouldn't be-
either.
it wouldn't be
But
that low.
that puts him in a respectable second
Oh,
place.
because we're out of the
Update
ones, I
automatically.
see. And I steal one from you too, Sam.
Yep. So I'll go down 1.
12? Yeah, I think it's still not enough for sure. He can actually still copy Prophet of the Waves. Or he can resolve Castle,
I didn't realize it in the moment, like the
potentially put
there, but I was like,
a card
more
with 2 votes into Council of Relics
Before we flip,
Hmm.
Nev, did you want to take the castle reward
and
cards?
use Prophet of the Waves
Yeah.
to move down to the Shrine on Necropolis and try and win that as well.
Does he have Prophet of the Waves? Did he actually use Prototype Sim to copy Prophet
Hasn't
of the
used
Waves?
Prototype to record. He hasn't used it yet.
Yeah.
Really.
yeah. I'm not gonna bother.
Okay.
Really? Okay.
And
Yeah.
Okay, last
Do you have a trader?
See, Come on, man.
Yeah, and it's invulnerable.
Oh man, could he have done it? Could he have caught up?
I'm going to use.
He has this trader in his hand. I think so.
That's wild. All right.
Simulacrum.
Do you have his trader in his hand? I remember he put it on the top of his deck because of Blue Hour Bell, but I don't remember
Yeah.
if he does have it in hand. So, yeah, so now he moves. He does this play. Essentially guarantees him the win in the bottom region. I guess Lord of the Board can play spoiler here and just choose to use Out Beyond the Light to swap
Yep.
Creature of the Tooth down, which has 9 invulnerable.
That is true.
Rub in that guy.
He chooses to ambush. Okay.
So we've got Deadly already out, so that sucks. So here's a question.
Yeah, Out Beyond the Lights is coming. I
Can
think.
I use both of these right now? Or no, I don't have supporters of this one. Dang, I should have done that in the last one. Can I use this one and just put the beast in there since it's anti-deadly?
Yeah.
So I could do this.
Perfect.
Just flip this one. Or yeah,
Already got it.
sorry. Okay, thank you.
Actually, you can still bring in and eliminate using
One second.
Or the Night.
No.
Yeah.
Would there be?
Being spoiler.
Could I?
Actually, I don't think it matters because I'm pretty sure Never has a follower about to be ambushed using Swords on Horn. So
Yeah. I think that's exactly what's gonna happen.
Get some.
I mean,
sure
he
that's
said
okay,
as
so
much
there's
that he
no
has
way
a
for-
follower. Yep.
Gives this ambush. You put
Yeah.
another one. You can
it's
ambush.
like a 4 follower, I think. Which is 9, which is 11 vulnerable. So I don't think anything can take it away from him.
How are you attaching that to Tooth? Or is it just.
It's this.
Oh, it's ambushing it. I see.
Yeah, with the door and the knight. All right, so that's it.
All right. Go ahead and reveal.
Nine.
Oh, it's not a follower.
That
Yeah.
dies. That dies. That dies.
You know what?
And actually, because of that, Carrying actually takes down the last clash.
And you
All right.
Let's freaking go with the beast, dude.
yeah, because this is 9 and
Yep.
8
Yep.
or 7.
Yep. Cool.
All right. Lord of the Board got on the board.
And I'll take it. Get my influence. The abilities don't matter because I can't do anything with those to change the outcome, and I have nothing in my hand.
I guess even if Uprising would have caught up, clans would have the kingdom's favor, so would still have won the tie.
Deciding what to ambush because I keep missing the deadly marker.
Yep.
It's not letting me add influence. It's just kind of weird.
There's none left in the supply, so
Oh.
we're supposed to
Oh,
combine them up.
I think yeah, with that,
I see.
that is the last game that we have for the first round of the Invitationals wrapped up.
Yeah. Well, congratulations to Mr. Munch.
Really does.
This is a good game.
Really well played.
All right, let's
One
go
faction win
join
from
our
every faction.
champs
There you go. That should
and
be
go congratulate Mr. Munch.
All right. And then I think I can just forego, shuffle your discard pile. No, move up to 3 cards that are active to the bottom of your deck. I mean, I guess I could do that. Doesn't really matter. Why not? Because I guess we still go through autumn and can do this stuff, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to get any points or anything from that. So yeah. All right, that's it.
Alright, we move to autumn. I have nothing.
Wait a second. It would actually. Because if I could journey, I could get enough lore to get the last card. No, there's no way I could get enough lore to score anything off.
Yeah,
of
you
getting
need
that
3.
anyways. Yeah. No, we're all good.
Yeah, I have nothing.
All right, all good.
Yeah, that's it.
Good game.
All right, guys. Good game.
Jeez.
What a wild
I'm
time.
I'm kicking myself because if I'd read that deadly, I had the friggin' card to throw at.
Yeah, I was surprised you didn't put your follower in there.
Well, you see, the keen insight that you may have missed is that I am a fucking moron.
I don't know, man. You got to 12 points. You did pretty well. You also killed an entire row of cards. That was great. I really enjoyed that.
I had this whole glorious plan in my mind. I'm like, okay, there's no way Munch doesn't flank out of there. This is some sort of bait, especially with the supporters in second row. So I'm like, I'm gonna have the follower and a high cost, high value card. I'll do some flanking, do some ambushing. I can react to more or less anything. And then I got friggin' martial law, and he took fucking 4 points for free.
Yeah,
Well,
this
I
was
couldn't forgot
rough.
anything about it.
This was rough.
Adam was
Because
like,
I was going to use his own
Like,
favor to go chase after him.
Yeah, that I feel like that could have gone either way, depending on how that last round went.
Yeah.
I was just hoping for Munch to just flank out of that region. Just give me one win, please. Like, one influence at the end of the game is so sad.
It's understandable.
Well, this is not your last shot at glory, so if everyone doesn't know, this is a double elimination tournament. So congratulations to Mr. Munch for clinching one of the spots in the grand finals. Everyone else will still have a shot at glory in the Lowlands bracket, so we'll be back with some more games hopefully next weekend. So thank you guys for playing. I hope you all have fun.
I had a blast. Yeah,
Awesome.
thank you for having me.
Cheers.
All right, and for everyone who tuned in, thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out. We'll be posting the VODs to YouTube probably tomorrow for everyone to go review. And I hope everyone has a great rest of their day.
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.
Engage